That's just your standard helping me move payment. That's
So what I'm hearing is
and we'll get Chris more dice.
yeah, exactly.
that's okay. You're like,
So what I'm hearing is Corey's saying, "Is it worth it?" And Philip's like, "Let me work it."
And then Randy's like, "I'll put my truck down."
Flip it.
Oh, I'm
reverse
so
it.
going team
Get it?
though.
Get it?
Yep.
I don't load. I just drive.
Yep. You're using my truck.
Okay.
Hi, everyone.
So we're finally live. Hey, everybody. Welcome to. It's been a while since we've done a live show.
It's been a while.
I gotta say that's our thing. Is anytime we say something that we're, I think, how many times did somebody say, "Is it worth it?" And I started going, "Let me work it."
It's Missy Elliott. Chris.
we find song lyrics in everything we say.
How many songs did we sing while we were playing Scythe the other day?
Way too many. We also were just being mean to Jimmy for no reason. Every time he started his turn, we'd be like, "Hey, are you done?"
Because like on the first turn, like I was helping her, and then as soon as I finished, Jimmy's like, "Are you done yet?" I'm like, "I haven't even looked at stuff yet." So like literally, she'd be like, "I done," and I'd be like, "Are you done yet?"
Wow.
I was mostly saying it to you because you were doing so much, and I was jokingly being like, "Man, I wish I could do that much."
Yeah.
So that's where it came from.
Oh, the other big one was
No one pays
move, watch me, move.
Okay.
As I'm moving guys around.
That was pretty good.
Okay,
Please play
so
Scythe, that's
I'm one of your hosts. My name's Chris. Players wise, let's go over here.
Hi, I'm a player, and my name is Corey.
You hear that, Jimmy?
I'm player Jimmy.
Gosh.
I'm player Randy, and I'm in the wrong galaxy.
Whoa! At least you're not a Randy player.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Thank you for taking me back to my freshman year at college, where I heard that every
So-
freaking day.
All right.
That's canon now. Your character
Was that when
has to
Austin
be
Powers
basically
came
Austin
out, or-
Powers.
No. I'm bringing back Private Jones.
Oh, you're bringing back Jonesy?
Jonesy.
All right, and Philip, take us off here.
Hey, welcome to the crap, what podcast are we in? Welcome to the Dirtbags of Holding.
You know
What
you
podcast
do
is this again?
Which
You know
podcast
you
are
do
we
too
in
much
anymore?
podcasting.
It's the live stream that's throwing
That's
you off,
right.
I think.
It is. Yeah. All right. So this is.
It's also because I'm making him talk. Usually I lead.
Normally he just he's got a script and everything, man. It's
Yeah, you gotta
great.
go, hey, everybody, welcome to the Dirtbags of Holding.
I'm Chris Renshaw. That's
So-
all
What's
I
in the
like.
box?
Today we are going to be creating characters for Modifius's Star Trek Adventures RPG system.
Can I have you out with it? I've typed this RPG a bunch, like when I'm promoting stuff.
Uh-huh.
Every time I want to put Star Trek I want to put an extra R on there. It's Star,
Star
Trek
Trek
Adventurers.
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 All right.
And just note that everyone if you're watching the stream, then you need to make sure to type something in chat, because one of the people in the chat at the end of the episode is going to win a I think it's a PDF copy of Blades in the Dark.
Ooh, that's exciting. Can Phil win?
I'm in the chat.
Yeah, he's in the chat. Just
So
kidding.
Them's the rules. You better make some more
Employees of
rules.
Obsessive Comics Disorder are not
You better make some.
eligible.
Here we go.
some
I quit.
So-
Wait, did you say employees? You get paid?
Yeah, and food and dice. And he's also my dealer and my enabler.
So Philip's gonna be busy running the stuff, and I may be needed for any tech. So will one of the
Okay.
three of you guys write down names of anybody that chats?
Got it.
Right
now, the chance cube.
Got it, Corey?
You don't necessarily have to do it on your character sheet,
I'll do it on
unless you
paper.
want it. Unless you want it. To
I
be-
do have paper. I'll do it on paper.
There we go.
All right. So this is based on Modifius's 2D20 system.
Yes. Yeah. Decent system. I like playing with it.
I
I
got
got the mechanic behind it.
I gotta say, yeah, it's a pretty cool system, and I like some of the aspects. And we were talking, we were making fun of the book earlier, but I gotta say,
We were.
I kind of like the character creations
Yes.
process in here.
The whole process that we're gonna get into. There's a lot of it. It does get really in depth, and there's a
Yeah.
lot of thought put into it. A lot of.
It reminds me a lot of the what? Oh, cat hairs. If you've ever seen the BattleTech system, does a very similar, because what we're gonna do here is it's basically not only are you creating your initial character, you're creating their life. Where you start off in different phases of your life, and you get bonuses for each phase. So you're not like, I want to be smarty, so I'm going to dump 5 points into engineering. It's no, I make this choice, which give me a +1 here and a +1 there. Then in this phase, I'm going to give me a choice here. So I don't know how we want to go about doing this, but
We're going to start with phase 1.
all right. But I got a feeling.
Which one
Should
of
we
these
talk?
tabs it is?
Although I do feel like I've got it here. I can tell you what page
I
it
do
is.
too.
It's 102.
101, 102.
I do think that other than this, I think we should pick roles though,
Okay.
just so we can kind of get a focus of how we're gonna make our characters, kind of thing.
There is no captain.
Okay, that's what. That my next question is: are we gonna do the? So we play tested this before,
We did.
and we didn't make characters, but I played the captain.
Yep.
And I don't know, it could have been the adventure we were running, but it felt like I was doing everything and you guys were just doing what I told you to do.
Yeah, and when we filled out the surveys after the play test, several has made that comment that it's almost the GM needs to be the captain. I don't know, is that the actual mechanic?
No, it's not.
It's,
okay.
there can be a captain as a player, but when I ran a couple games at Gen Con, I found that it was better for the captain to be an ambiguous, ethereal Oz NPC head voice.
Right.
And that was more. And then they're like, so I had like my captain doing things, and then I was GMing doing things.
Because the captain's not supposed to go on away missions anyway.
Yeah, according to
Because Stacy.
That was one of the,
Data likes to throw that regulation. Data, shut up.
That was one of the things I didn't like during the play test. Was it's like everybody else sat around and the captain was doing everything.
So,
Yep, there we go. Character
so
creation.
What
Page
I was kind of
93.
feeling, I mean, to be honest, I'm going to throw some nerd in here.
All right.
I know this is, what are we doing here? But
You're a
I
nerd?
did a play-by-post Star Trek RPG
Okay.
once.
Ooh.
And that's how I learned. I had to take a test and get certified on how the engines actually worked in Star Trek.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, because I
It's
was
not sweet. It was cool.
it was cool.
Gosh.
Like I got a little name badge that went on my on like all my
Porque
posts.
no lo
Oh, that's
sabes.
awesome.
But I was the chief engineer, and I kind of
Alright.
want to play. And it was also an Intrepid class ship,
Ah.
Nice.
so I kind of want to play a chief engineer again.
I would like to be a medical or a science because I feel like a lot of this, like if it's the same as when we play tested, we sort of were explaining what we were doing when we were, so like I'm looking at a sample and doing blah blah blah. If you make me look at an engine, I'm gonna be like, I took the flux capacitor and I plugged the female end into.
Oh, see, that's the
blah, blah,
difference.
blah,
Is
blah.
I can say I went in the Jeffries tube and took the panel off and looked at the EPS circuits to monitor the plasma flow going to the warp nacelles.
It sounds like you said exactly what I. No kidding. But so-
Remember, as we did in the place, it's all about tachyons.
Yeah.
Everything's about time.
Everything's about tachyons.
I can-
Tachyon pulse from the reflector dish.
Yeah, exactly.
Deflector
and we're
dish.
gonna magnify it with.
Well,
the,
you're not the chief engineer anymore. Talking about reflector dishes over here.
Yeah.
This guy's
So
doing.
we have an engineer. We have a science officer.
We do need
So we
a
need
first
security.
officer.
Okay, I could be first officer.
What?
Or
security.
first officer or pilot. Or like I think other roles that we're gonna need is like security, first officer,
we
like
got 2 people left.
pilots.
So
I mean, the
Well,
con or
so something something we didn't. Sorry,
Go ahead,
let me.
I'm listening.
Something that we didn't employ in the playtest, but I've seen other things done. Is not only are you going to make your main character, but you're going to have a side character, or
Oh.
could have side characters as well. Because like when you're doing a away mission, it doesn't always make sense to bring the chief engineer
Or the science
or the
officer.
science officer. So you make like it's almost like an NPC level character, but controlled by the player.
okay, I think an NBC level character would be good for security.
Yeah, but
Um,
or maybe even helm, depending on.
right.
So that
yeah, helm.
like for
probably.
instance, Corey might play the helm because you're not always going to have the science officer up on the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And there can be a lot of, in Next Generation, Riker was the first officer of the ship. He was also a damn good pilot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like you can,
Mhm.
you can have Chris can be the chief engineer. He can also be a freaking excellent sniper
Mm-hmm.
for some reason.
That is true, and they do have mechanics for that in here.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you were talking about. You had an idea for Jonesy. Is
Uh,
Jonesy security?
I was either thinking Jonesy was going to be security or engineering, but security fits better with the Jonesy character.
Yeah,
Okay.
you go engineering, and it gets too close to scratch.
I was thinking more Trip from Enterprise.
True.
Oh yeah.
All right, so it
Doing
sounds like we
multiple
need a-
things is reminding me of like Mark Watney from The Martian, where he's like a botanist and an engineer. You
Yeah.
get to be two fun things.
Everybody needs the 2 skills.
Well, that's true. And remember Picard was a historian.
Totally remember.
Historian, archaeologist.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll be
He's also a very-
first officer, and who knows what else. I'll fill whatever is needed. Fill whatever hole.
He'll fill. I knew it. I was waiting for it.
Open.
Yes.
So we have Commander Riker.
Yeah.
And then wait, which
Basically slept
which
with
dude-
every eligible
That's what I was
bachelorette
gonna say,
on
which one?
the Enterprise.
but we got. Are we going beardless Riker or bearded Riker?
Oh,
Oh,
You mean hirsute Riker or non-hirsute?
Oh.
I used a vocabulary word.
You did. Good job.
That's
I
your
feel like
vocabulary
The
word
word of
for
today is.
I feel like
Hirsute.
bearded Riker got around more than not bearded Riker.
Well, yeah.
All right.
So wait, hold on, Jimmy. You're now required to do the one leg over the chair.
Oh,
Whenever you sit down.
Whenever you
one
sit
leg
down.
over the chair. Okay.
The Riker maneuver.
The Riker maneuver. All right.
Right, and then you got the Picard tuck.
That's right. Always do that.
Well, that was everybody.
Yeah, everybody.
Oh man, we need
I'd
to
be
look.
real
Didn't
confused
they wear
about
like
tuck.
We need to
body
look.
suits?
We need to
How
look
could they
into
tuck?
getting
It
like
was like
shirts.
Yeah.
latex
The
or
appropriate-
lycra kind of stuff, but it kept riding up, so the cast always said they had to sit down, they had to tuck their.
Oh, okay.
No, it's
It
when they
was-
stood up.
They stood
It,
up.
it was when they sit down too.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
They needed to. It was one of the not production people. It was one of the production people. It was one of the crew, who was like in charge of cinematography or whatever. And they're like, "Yeah, you need to. It needs to be straight,
Yeah, yeah.
flat all the time, because we took you out of jumpsuits for some reason."
Got it.
Oh yeah, because you need to pee. Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so let's see here.
All right. So are we?
Security. I don't know what my second one would be.
So I could be science and medicine. They seem suited together, but I don't know if that's what we need. It sounds like we have an engineer, security, first officer,
A guy in
and
charge.
So keep in
Okay.
mind, this is like the main character you
Gotcha.
want to make. Like I said, if we need roles,
we'll
we'll
work it
make
in.
other one. We'll make side things. Like we're all probably gonna make a red shirt
I was
or a
saying,
yellow shirt.
Can I
Just-
have
Yeah.
red shirts? Since you're the only one wearing a red shirt today.
Yeah. All right. So phase one.
Everyone, please open your books to page 93,
93.
and that is the beginning of the character creation chapter.
I'll just look at it from here.
Well, here. Do you want to take mine? Because I can look over Philip's shoulder.
I can look at what Jimmy's doing.
Oh, okay.
We can share.
It's dangerous to go alone.
Take this.
So yep, step one in
Step
creating
one.
your character is
Species.
choosing a species.
This is so hard for me because normally I always like for some reason I have a weird I guess it's my limit on my imagination. I
Okay.
hardly ever play off human races in games because I guess I have a hard time associating enough to being in that race. Like if we're playing Star Wars, I usually play human.
Mhm.
Like if the elf and dwarf are probably about as far in D&D as I go. I'm not ever gonna play like a tiefling, usually. I don't know. But here it's like human seems so boring, but they're all kind of human-like.
They are.
But I don't know. I was kind
You
of.
could always D20 the table.
I could.
I'm gonna D20 the table.
I'm gonna
Where's the-
D20 that table.
Could I have a
Oh, here we
D20?
go, the table.
We're playing. Please tell me we're playing next gen stuff.
Oh, we are. Yeah, we're playing.
Okay.
it. We're playing.
Because
next
that's
gen.
like my
I could
favorite.
be a Betazoid or a Bajoran.
We are playing TNG forward.
Okay. I like where they said it too. It's like Voyager's about to take off. I'm like, I kind of wish we.
You
would
have
be
so
like,
many different types of dice in here.
Yeah.
Stars Wars,
Stairs Wars.
Destiny, Fate dice. Where is the D20? There we go.
The most common
That is
dice.
going to be the problem. It's like, I need a D20.
Yo,
7.
Betazoids can read
7.
minds.
You are
Denobulin.
You're Denobulin.
What are they?
That's Phlox,
Can I get,
right?
like-
That's Dr. Phlox.
Can I
Denobulin's
get
good
3
for-
interesting?
For science.
You're polygamous.
Ooh, okay.
Oh,
Wait,
nice.
Did you ever see Enterprise?
in a good way or a not?
In a very good way.
Okay.
They are all completely happy with like each.
So polyamorous or polygamous?
What game is that?
Yes.
So polygamy.
That's the
Genesis.
yeah.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure polygamy is like.
Did you ever
one
see?
male,
Did you ever
multiple
see
females,
Enterprise?
And polyamorous is like multiple.
Oh, it's multiple.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you ever see Enterprise?
I did not. I've seen no Star Trek.
Every.
I watched a few episodes with
You have
Shirley
She,
Netflix.
Williams.
she watched the episodes that we told her to watch to be a Trill character.
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was as far as it got.
Well,
Phil
that's-
will tell me what to watch to be a denobulin.
All of Enterprise.
All of
actually.
Enterprise.
So I think
You have till tomorrow.
I think denobulaners are definitely polyamorous. It says a denobulan
Yeah.
may have
There you go.
several spouses, each of whom may have several partners of their own.
Yeah. In Enterprise, I think it was every male has 3 wives, every wife has 3 husbands.
Okie dokie.
All right. So
And dozens of children between them.
Dozens.
17.
Dozens of dozens.
Trill. I
You're a
kinda
Trill.
I
There you
kinda
go.
wanted to
I
go.
rolled Trill.
I kind of wanted to do Trill also.
Oh, we got 2
We're
trills.
related from. No, okay.
Well, I mean,
If he's playing Trill, I don't know. Like we got so.
I was gonna pick human because how can I be Private Jonesy as a Trill?
Okay, then I'll be Trill.
Because
Okay.
you're a different trill inside of.
I was gonna
Jonesy.
say.
well, see, you can be a joined trill or a non-joined trill. That's another fancy thing in there.
I shoot the Trill.
Gosh dang it.
I'm going to be a betazoid.
All right.
Betazo- oh crap. Well, wait. Are you going to be the full Betazoid or just the empath?
Oh
yeah,
my
you Full
gosh.
betazoid or half a betazoid.
All right, go ahead, explain.
So,
So-
a full
So
betazoid.
full Betazoid, like full reads minds.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
But if you're half Betazoid or Beta Z,
Beta Z. Yes.
then well, I guess Beta Z is the planet.
Beta Z is the
If
planet.
you're
yes.
half Betazoid, then you just it's like have you ever seen Next Gen?
He has
No.
also seen
Okay.
no Star
He also
Trek.
knows Star
All right,
Trek.
you sense feeling. You can sense what people are feeling, but you don't
Uh-huh.
necessarily know what
Yeah,
they.
you're empathic.
thinking,
Is
yeah.
the correct
Hmm.
word.
I think I'd
Ooh.
prefer to not know what people are thinking because then they might be
It's
thinking
Troy
mean
versus-
things
Well,
about me.
it's
But
Troy versus
didn't
Troy's
know
mom.
what people were
Yeah,
thinking.
it's
Troy had an ability to sense is that person lying? Are they happy? Are they sad? She
Okay.
couldn't like detect thoughts. Her mother could, but she couldn't.
Oh yeah, her mom. It's impolite to read people's minds.
Also, the computer.
Yeah, that was Majel
Fun
Barrett
fact.
Roddenberry.
Yeah.
Actually, it was a sad point that when Discovery came out, it's the first Star Trek show where Majel Barrett wasn't the voice of the computer.
That's what I was just thinking.
Because she's gone.
But she's recorded enough stuff. You think they could make it?
All right, so
I-
I guess I'll be a half.
I
Betazoid.
seriously want to know.
you could just
if-
say Betazoid, and there's like an empath trait.
Yeah, is there a? Sorry.
Nope. We're on one side of each other's pages.
Yep.
Oh, you are.
Yep.
Oh, is that-
Here,
I don't know
just
if there's a half.
here, Jimmy.
That's right, because it's alphabetical.
Hey.
Oh, okay.
Just take that out.
Empath requirement. Game master's permission.
All right. So
Give me 20
first,
bucks.
First thing, species. You said.
Yes.
So
Oh, yeah. So that's also a rule in character creation. Mixed heritage characters. So many Starfleet officers, parents from different species. To create a character of mixed heritage, you choose 2 species, one of which will be the primary species.
Right.
So I'm guessing with your ability, we want to go with Betazoid as primary species,
Right.
and then more than likely human.
Okay. So since I don't have the sheet, I don't have the
Oh,
book in
yeah,
front of me. What do I get as Trill?
Trill. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Trill. You're
Plus-
see.
+1 control.
+1 control, presence, and reason. Oh, we should because
Yeah, we should be filling this out, shouldn't we?
hang
Yeah,
on because you're
we start with 7 in each attribute and 1 in each discipline. Yes.
yes, that's good. That's the numbers I was looking for.
Say that again.
You
We
start
start
with
with
7 in each. I'm just putting 7 above it, and then I'm gonna do hashes.
7 in each attribute and 1 in each discipline,
discipline.
And then you modify that, right?
based on your
Correct.
choices.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
that
Seven.
represents your average grunt.
Yeah, that's like your.
And how many in
basic-
the disciplines?
One
One.
each,
Unless it's modified as your.
as your race allows. Yes.
So as a human, instead of the normal attributes, choose 3 and add 1 to each of them.
Classic human build.
Classic human. So
Yep.
we're starting at 7, adding 1. Correct to what
Correct.
it tells us to. Okay.
Mhm.
Fitness, more like fitting this in
My
sa-
mouth.
in-
Fitting this
no,
banana?
I was gonna say fitting this really big brain into my denobulin cranium.
As you laugh at the humans, humans can also be reckless and stubborn, irrational and unpredictable.
Where-
Jonesy.
Where's the lie though?
It's not. It's the truth.
I would like to thank all of you for not rolling Vulcan.
Why
I
is that?
tried to play a Vulcan and it was so hard.
It is.
Oh no, betazoids aren't comfortable around animals.
Why?
because
Because they have feral instincts.
They have a fear
Yeah.
of losing themselves in the minds of wild creatures.
What about Banjo? She's not that wild.
Well, that's and I don't know. Deanna on Next Generation? Data
Is
had
she
a cat.
Betazoid?
She's a
Yeah.
Deanna.
She's
She's half Betazoid.
That's why
Yes, that's
we
what
have a
we
friend
just went through
named
that.
Deanna. Well, I didn't know that Deanna was also a Betazoid in the show. We have a friend named
Okay.
Deanna, named after Deanna, and a lot of her social media stuff is about Betazoids. Got
all right.
it.
So back
Can
to
we Skype her in? Does she want to play too?
Oh,
I mean-
she would love it. She loves RPGs.
All right. So what you said, Trill.
Okay.
I get presence, reason, and control, right?
Presence, reason, and control for
Okay.
yep on your attributes. Your traits. You are especially resilient to parasites.
All right. I'll fill that in
Yeah,
later.
yeah, there's a lot of stuff there. Yeah.
The background stuff.
So-
Can I be joined?
You can be joined.
All right.
You have
Well,
there
I'm
are
saying as the game master.
as the game
can
master.
be
I will
joined?
allow joined Trill. You
Is that a talent or is that a?
that is a talent. Yes.
Okay.
Where does that work? I'm reading the talents for the.
For the who? For the
Yeah,
human.
it's like increase your maximum stress by 3. How do you know what your maximum stress is?
Whatever your maximum.
Oh yeah, that'll be later on.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll be. So I mean, so under your talent, you would write down either resolute or spirit of discovery, and then we'd be able to modify everything.
Okay.
Going
so you
forward.
pick one of the talents then.
Correct.
Oh, I only pick one.
Okay.
Yeah, you can only get one.
So
Sorry.
I'll write them both down, and then
Yeah, like my joined
pick one.
one means basically that I could be like, oh, I knew this in a past life.
Remember how? Did we show you did you watch the episode where all of Jadzia's previous hosts went into everyone in the station?
yes.
Okay, yeah, that kind of stuff. So there were 8 lifetimes worth of people
Yeah.
inside her.
That's a lot of people.
That symbiote was alive for
Symbiont.
symbiont. Excuse me, that's right.
That was the weird thing is they always call it symbiont.
A symbiont.
A
Yeah.
symbiont.
Carnage and Venom are symbiotes.
Yeah.
All right. What is step 2?
Step 2 is your face. Got him.
I type in Dax in Google. First thing that pops up is Dax Shepard.
All
No.
right.
Dax,
I
symbiote.
think we're ready for
All
step
right.
2 here.
We all have our talents and attributes, and we can deal with traits.
My,
All right, rank,
My
awesome.
talent seems to be very similar to my trait. It just talks about, for my trait, it just talks about how they're, sensitive to emotions.
Yeah, traits in this
And
game
stuff.
seem to be more flavor than anything about like
Yeah.
trait. At least how I read them, they were more of this is fuel you can use to help to get bonuses in a roll.
Okay.
I mean, it's like the Denobulan. She has a robust immune system, but she's extremely vulnerable to radiation poisoning. So stay out of engineering.
Yeah.
Oh wait, do we have radiation fueled ships?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're dropping core.
Yeah.
Bye.
I mean, the entire ship is a controlled matter antimatter explosion.
Great. Sounds like a non-hostile work
It's a
environment.
controlled explosion.
I mean, and
So,
that's
so a warp core is a matter-antimatter reaction that is constrained by dilithium crystals, which create plasma, which is then sent to the warp cells, which create a warp bubble that
Excuse,
allows the ship to move its.
excuse me, sir. Where do we
super-
find these crystals? Asteroids?
The planet Kyber.
asteroids.
What if I told you the
planets.
warp core had nothing to do about it? It's all about spores in the galaxy.
Shut up! I've not even seen that. I've not seen Discovery. I don't want to hear about
Shut
it.
He's like, I hate it. I deny it categorically.
No, I don't follow it because I don't know it.
Gotcha.
I haven't seen Discovery, so I'm going off the Kelvin timeline.
The Kelvin timeline. All right. All right.
Where T
Or wait, that's Kelvin time's the movies, right?
Kelvin time is the new
Yeah.
movies, the brand new movies.
Hey, you want this?
Well, I didn't know if you would continue to need it. I can look at.
Oh, sure.
You
Phil's
mean
book
where the
here.
warp
I
core
will
looks like the
continue to
Budweiser
need it.
Brewing Company?
Yeah, the
Alright,
first one did.
Or Sam's Club.
So what's step 2 after
All right.
species?
Step 2, page 111.
Let's go to the Costco and get more dilithium.
That's what it looks like.
Environment.
Environment. This lets you know where you were born, where you were raised. That
so
sort
like
of thing.
examples, Worf Klingon who was raised and born on Earth. So
Raised by he was raised by
he was
humans.
adopted
he
by
wasn't born on
humans.
Earth. He was born on.
Well, I said raised. I didn't say born.
Kittimer.
Yeah,
He was adopted by humans and raised on Earth. I think Balana's kind of in the same boat
say
too,
born
because
on
she's
Earth.
except for she's actually half.
She's half.
human.
He was full. Yeah.
So
I think I'm gonna roll on the table for this one.
All right. So it's
Yeah,
it's a
I gotta do
D6
the
roll.
same thing. 1. Homeworld.
You were raised on the home world, Earth. It's rather
Terran.
6.
anticlimactic.
Yeah, you-
Another species world. So you're in the boat of Worf.
I'm in the boat of war. I'm in the boat of war.
I got one.
All
I
right.
don't want everybody to be from their home world.
Can I
Well, I'm
roll?
from another species.
I'm gonna roll
world.
again.
All
What
right.
kind of like an engineer trill?
Oh,
where,
you did say another species. Word.
What
I'm sorry.
other? Where else would they?
5.
Five.
Starship or starbase.
That's
You're a
cool.
space baby.
Space baby.
You're a belter.
You
That was
rolling?
my nickname.
Space baby. 3.
3. An isolated colony.
What is 6?
Ooh.
6 was another species world.
5.
5 was Starship Starbase.
4.
Frontier colony.
What's the difference between isolated and frontier colony?
Frontier colony, I would say you're one of the people like pushing the boundaries of the frontier.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're like on the boundary of like
Civilization.
No.
Federation.
space.
Well, not only that, but like it could be Federation versus like a boundary. I would consider frontier also like if you're a planet near the neutral zone,
Oh,
I would
okay.
consider that a frontier. Whereas a isolated would just be no one. It's just a sector of space that's not very populated.
Gotcha.
Busy colony. Risa.
Mm. Oh, the Next Generation episode with the basically like the Irish
Mm.
settlers who like left on that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You want me to wash your feet?
Yeah, I'm thinking Vulcan. Would Vulcan make sense?
Vulcan wasn't so much isolated.
No,
as
no, no.
they-
Another species.
Oh,
world.
another species world. A trill being raised on Vulcan. Yeah.
Well, I was thinking the science because I'm feeling because going the engineering route.
Okay. Well, I
What-
mean, your upbringing, where you were raised didn't really have a lot to do. It doesn't really have a lot to have a lot to do.
So what is
With-
what does another species world give
So
me?
another species, you grew up with amongst another species, small enclave of their own kind, or orphaned in some manner. Let's see. At this step, you gain a value.
All right, can we go through values?
Go through value. Example values.
Our values. Sorry, first, our values mechanical or flavor?
Values.
I believe they're more
are
flavor.
Flavor.
Okay.
Yes.
I liked it based on my read of it. It seems like it's very. It seems very similar to
Fate.
Fate
Your
the-
like your.
Here, let me read it because it looks like it's
aspects. That's the word I was
yeah,
looking for.
let me read it because it looks like it's copy and paste on all 6 of them. At this step, the character gains a single value. This value should reflect the environment and culture the character was raised within. This is a good opportunity to consider how the character views their own culture and how they connect or possibly don't connect to the philosophies and traditions of other people.
Is there a place to find a list of those values?
Well, it's
They
just
give
supposed to-
examples, but it looks like you can make up anything you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's supposed to be like, what does your character believe in? Like, I think I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go Vulcan, and I'm gonna say my value is emotions are complicated.
There you go.
Ooh.
That will play well into as a trill. Excuse me. As a trill, you're supposed to, when you get a new host, you're supposed to disconnect from
Yeah.
the old host's life,
Yeah.
which Jedzia failed to do multiple times.
Oh, I got a good one for
Well,
you.
technically, yeah, with Cisco and everything.
with Cisco, well, that was because she was in Starfleet, and that was what.
So is this on upbringings where I put this?
Yes, that would be. Well, environment.
Oh, environment.
My value is going to be, and this fits very well with Betazoid culture. It's going to be like a ship is too small for lies.
Ooh.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with frontier colony.
We got a person in the chat room, Ember Silica. Don't.
Hey,
I
there
hope
we
I
go.
say it right.
Ember
Seven.
Celica 7.
Emotions often are complicated.
They are complicated.
Agreed.
Okay, this is where you choose discipline too.
In fact, one of my example values was emotion in a crisis only makes things worse, which I think is something we can personally agree with.
Yes.
But that's more of a Vulcan kind of
Yeah.
value, I think.
Is that all we get is for our environment is just a value?
Attribute: choose or randomly roll another species from step 1.
Oh, this is just for me.
Oh, sorry, that's for you. Yeah, choose or randomly roll another species from step 1. Then choose one of the attributes that species gain a bonus to. You gain that.
Well, I would assume it would be Vulcan because I picked Vulcan.
Okay,
I mean,
that'll,
that's
that'll
what-
choose. Yeah. So I mean, you get to trill Vulcan. You have control, fitness, or reason. Fitness.
Fitness pizza in my mouth. All right, I'm thinking control or reason. Probably control because as a trill, I'm gonna want more control.
Okay. Oh, so there's another thing. Since you were raised on Vulcan, it's a high gravity world.
Yeah, so I'm like super strong,
You're,
right?
you're stronger than the average bear.
I'm like that person on Orville.
I don't think you're that strong. Okay.
That's a great show.
God, the little girl's like 15 years old.
I'm so far behind on that show.
I do love that episode.
By the
Hey,
way,
make-
be prepared for all sorts of like drops. Like we're gonna reference all sorts of stuff in this.
I like the social media episode.
I need to watch it.
All right.
I've seen the commercials where he just
So-
like he eats everything.
That was
I think that mine, I'm going to go with Frontier Colony because
Okay.
Isolated Colony seems kind of hard for a Denobulan.
There you go.
And my value is going to be waste not. No, seriously, waste not. Because we live in the middle of nowhere.
yeah. And the next supply ship, you don't know when it's gonna get here.
You're right.
That was one of the So talking about Space Baby over there, one of the characters in
Hey,
one of the
Hey,
characters.
he's like was it Mayweather?
Mayweather. That's where I was
Yeah.
going. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mayweather was born on a supply ship, and those things, their supply runs were months for going from like, oh, we picked up our supplies. Now it's 6 months to where we go drop this stuff off.
Yeah, because they're still doing like warp 1 kind of travel.
yeah.
Yeah, I think like he said he was on like the first
So
warp
imagine
3
being
transport.
born on a trucker and just basically spending your life as a trucker.
If you like stories like that,
Jack
Mike
Rambo.
told us. Mike told me to read a book called A Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, and it's literally just a book about a bunch of people who have a ship that punches a hole in space-time, but they have to stay on the ship together for multiple years
Nice.
to like get from this place to this place to punch the hole, and it's just about their interactions, and it's wonderful.
You also get to choose one discipline and give it a +1
Oh, one
for,
discipline.
for
So,
another species world.
Wowee.
Do I choose? I mean, I'm gonna get bonuses to engineering, but
Well, I mean that's there's a lot of stuff, and it'll give you limits
I can't.
later
Like
on.
5 is as high as anything goes on discipline.
Correct.
I forgot what it
What's
was
the
like.
highest for attributes?
I think it was like 12 or 14, something like that.
It was 12. 12 is you can have 12 is the highest any attribute can go. You can only have one attribute at 12.
Mhm.
5 is the highest any discipline can
And
go.
only one
discipline at
attri-
5.
Yeah.
Later, step 7 is going to be because like keep your hash marks. So if something goes above 5, that's fine. You'll lower it down to 5, and whatever you took away, you'll distribute
Just somewhere else.
among. yeah.
Gotcha.
All right, I'm gonna put it in science because I'm on Vulcan.
There you
so
go, yeah.
Science.
That makes sense.
The Vulcan Science Directorate has reasoned that time travel is impossible.
Okay.
I think that's my plan.
Okay,
Bull crap.
Siler. Okay, Siler.
What is Khan doing for us?
Con is driving.
Yeah, no.
Corey likes
Like
step.
don't you ever say like so and so has the con?
Yeah, you never heard that?
No.
Well,
that
'cause-
was
and even
Wesley. It was
and
always
even
Wesley.
and even then,
No, it wasn't.
that changes
Well, I'm
because
talking
there's
about-
a lot of like current naval movies where it's like the captain has the con,
Captain has a con.
where
right?
it's like
Don't have my
captain's
notes
not
out.
actually driving, he's just in
Well,
control of it.
so
I recently looked up that term.
So the
'cause
con-
it was in,
So the con
Expanse.
is not necessarily the one actually driving, but it's the one
Control.
They're the ones
Be-
directing.
be
it.
Directing
currently
the
in
ship.
command. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
What's really funny is also when I
you can have the con and not be at con.
yeah.
Usually the captain does not have the con.
Yeah.
It's a inferior
A
officer.
subordinate.
Unless
Yeah.
you're literally
usually
pulling
say-
the Riker maneuver.
Yeah.
And that
Leg over the seat.
Well, I'm glad I learned a new word today.
Or if you're in down Periscope, like the admiral has the con.
right? That guy was such a dick.
Or if it was insurrection, manual steering column.
That's what he's talking
That's what.
about.
Yeah.
That's what he's
The
talking about.
Riker maneuver.
Do we know where con comes from?
He was. Oh, it was what planet was that?
What?
Kirk
No,
stranded
no,
him
no,
there.
no.
He's not
Where
talking
does
about-
where does the word
I'll look it up.
you son
SETI
of a
Alpha
bitch.
6. It came from
It was SETI
Alpha
Alpha. That's right. I thought this was SETI Alpha. This used to be SETI Alpha 7.
Botany Bay.
Botany Bay. Speaking of the con, my favorite thing is in the first Star Trek movie at the very end thing, how many times the con gets given. So Kirk has the con.
Mhm.
Kirk gives. I'm pretty sure Kirk gives Spock the con,
Sounds right.
and then Spock ends up leaving. Gives.
Sulu.
No.
No, not Sulu.
Chekhov the
Chekhov,
con.
yeah.
And then when he's, I can do this, he gives the con. All right, and here we go talking for 30 minutes on the con.
Hey, that's what we do.
All right.
All right. Does everyone have
What-
their?
What is next step?
All right.
All
Next
right.
step. Step number 3.
What's everybody? So what's Jonesy's
Well,
value?
I am a human from Earth, homeworld. My value is esprit de corps amongst brothers.
Okay.
Oh.
All right, hang on. That's been bothering me for like 30 minutes.
If anybody didn't see that, he went and touched my fuzzy thing.
Oh
Yep.
no.
Don't explain
This
it.
is family friendly. Also, okay,
No,
so
it's not.
the etymology of con, it came from conduct or guide,
Conduct.
and then that was the Old English, and then came to French and Latin. No, Latin to French to English, and then now it's just con.
Anyways, so,
So
step
now we have your upbringing.
Upbringing.
So we have on the home world, Space Baby, Frontier Colony,
Yep.
and on someone else's home world. Now this is how were you raised? Your
what your family was like, what your family believe.
yeah,
was
what your
favorite.
what your family like did,
Yeah.
that sort of
Okay.
thing. So we've got your random table there. It's a D6. Corey's
works
rolled a
well for
3.
you.
Agricultural and rural.
Agriculture
That
and rural
makes
Makes
sense.
on a frontier colony. Yeah.
I got science and technology.
Ooh, there you go.
I got
Ship's not going to fix itself. That's a 6.
6. Diplomacy and politics.
Ah, there you go.
Diplomacy with the gun.
That's right.
All right, Starfleet.
Chris rolled a 1.
That's kind of what I was thinking. I was like, I think Starfleet.
Okay, there we go.
Oh no.
Somebody getting a phone call?
No, somebody hit a chord.
Okay, diplomacy and politics. Here we go. Attributes.
Just as a safe thing, move your phone away from on the other side.
There it was.
Just electronics. Just don't test it, all right?
And engineering.
Yeah, I was going to say, engineer, fix it. Come on now, man.
We're getting feedback from the deflector dish into the EPS conduits.
This is a very this is a very unstable system. When it works, you just let it go.
Chris, how did you get it to work? I swear, I licked it, okay? That's exactly what happened, okay? He licked it, and now
Don't
it's working.
ask.
Don't ask.
Don't ask. It's just working.
If we ask, it might break again.
Yeah.
That's
Do
right.
I want to be well-rounded or min-maxed is the question.
I mean, never mind. I'm not gonna go there.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking science medical,
Yeah.
you're going to be the healer. And as a GM, it's my job to kill you guys.
No, it's not. Come on now. Well,
So-
maybe
Oh, this
for-
isn't
maybe
D&D.
for us.
Do I want to have present or reason? Is reason part of medical? Because
Well, keep in mind your attributes are more of how you're doing the task.
okay.
So, as a general rule, just to refresh on how the system works, whenever you go to do a roll, it's going to be a discipline plus a reason, and you have to roll under those two numbers.
A discipline plus an attribute,
Yeah, a discipline
not
plus
just reason.
an attribute plus a discipline.
Yeah.
is
So I
what meant
probably
to
want to
say.
be slightly rounded. Because I could have an 11 fitness right now.
And Philip will probably
Cool.
tell
I'm
us
already
like
at 10.
Philip will probably tell us like one piece, but we could probably bargain as to my
Yeah.
character would approach it this way.
Gotcha.
Like Philip might say
He's
it's
always
an
bargaining.
engineering role, but I might say that I'm going to make this a daring role versus a control role
Gotcha.
Yeah.
because
He's like,
well,
I'm,
I wouldn't. I would be a control role. But
well, I mean, in some engineering stuff, you're gonna like pull a Scotty and just be like, I don't even. Okay.
that's the engineering piece.
That is the
That's not the daring piece. Trip would be like the daring engineer.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Right.
you know.
All right. So what are my benefits
Driving
for
the ladder.
Starfleet?
So Starfleet. If the character has, do you accept this upbringing?
I accept this upbringing.
Okay.
I don't on mine. That's why this is. I'm
Uh,
enjoying
you
it
get
so
you get
far.
different stats if you rebel against it.
So
I rebelled against mine.
Oh, you
So-
rebelled against yours?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
All right. So, if you accept the upbringing, the orderly, purposeful life increases your control by 2 and your fitness by 1.
Okay.
If you rebel against this upbringing, your bold and self-determining living increases your daring by 2 and your insight by 1.
I think I have to go with the accept because I'm the control. So what was it? Control is.
Control 2, fitness 1.
So my control is already at 4. You should be reasonable when practicing medicine. I don't know. I don't know. You're about to die. This thing might kill you.
Or it might save you.
It might save you. Daring would be like, let's find out.
Yeah. We're just going to McCoy you and keep just like shoving injections in your neck.
Reasonable would be like the doctor,
Yeah.
as in like the EMH.
I'm a doctor, not a doorstop.
Yeah. I feel like Bones would be the opposite.
Bones is the opposite. Yeah, because he's just like, oh, you got numb tongue? I can fix that. I can fix that.
Num dum.
What do you have there, Corey?
Okay, so I am rebelling against my. Okay, so I had agricultural rural. I
Okay.
could have accepted it and become a tough, practical person that bred a strong work ethic and a healthy body. But instead, I'm going to embrace science, technology, the fruits of civilization, and increase my presence and reason. So, how many traits do we choose off of this? Just one?
What do you mean?
Or
For
just
the,
to increase our discipline, sorry. What do we...
are you in attributes or disciplines and focus?
I already did my attributes.
You did
for
your
disciplines
attributes.
and
Okay,
focus. Do we
disciplines and
only choose
focus.
one thing?
Yeah. So your characters, it allows you to increase, one of con, security, or medicine.
Okay, cool. I'll think of something.
Okay.
I was
thought
looking
of
at
it.
the disciplines of focus.
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm thinking like I could go min max and just make a super powered engineering character, but I'm also thinking maybe the small craft,
Okay.
like to go like piloting maybe. Gives me another reason to be on an away mission.
It does. That could also be part of why you're a chief engineer. Maybe you like in your past you took a shuttle apart and put it back together.
Yeah. So where does that go? That's focus.
Yes, focus.
So I put small craft.
What did you get there, Jimmy?
So again, upbringing, science, and technology.
Mhm.
I have increased my con. So I rebelled against the upbringing, giving me 1 daring and 2 insight.
All right.
And I'm going to focus on subspace communications.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna go. I guess con would probably be the best thing for me if like I'm trying to make rational choices for my or like story based choices for my stats. So if I'm going small craft and like a pilot thing, I
Mhm.
could put it in engineering,
You good?
but I feel like I could put it in con too,
Ooh, I gain a talent.
Yeah.
or command, I guess technically. But I'm thinking con might be the best
That could be.
bet.
Yeah, and right now everyone gains a talent
A talent.
from
A list
page
of talents on
135.
135.
All
Do you
right,
have
got
that
it.
list?
I do, I think.
So wait, what is
Oh,
I
no,
don't.
I didn't print that page.
All right, is this something we could do later, or
Do it.
is this more mechanical?
So
Yeah, it's
there's
more
a
mechanical.
talents list, and there's like a command talents. There's science talents, medical talents.
Con
Well, I think
Go back
that's
to
very
135.
I think that
Right.
goes.
That's right.
We just want
Yeah.
regular talents. I think
Just
that-
regular talents.
Yeah.
because we haven't technically chosen.
Okay. This isn't that tough. There's only like 10 talents to choose from.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 talents to choose from.
Constantly watching.
I agree with Ember Silica. Is that how we pronounce your name? You
Ember
should be
Silica.
reasonable when practicing medicine.
We talked
No.
about that like 5 minutes
did?
ago.
I was thinking about reason. Also, I decided to name my focus "Dead is Bad" / Nope, emergency medicine.
So far, let's see. I have chosen interrogation
Ooh.
with a talent of constantly watching.
So,
Ooh.
but why didn't you choose fruitcake?
Because we're in the wrong universe.
We're in the wrong universe.
Fruitcake was abolished by Zephram Cockram.
Okay. Okay. I'm feeling either Dauntless or Technical Expertise.
All right, so
Oh, I thought you were-
Dauntless. Whenever you test a task to resist being intimidated or threatened, you can add a d20 to your pool. What did you say, technical expertise?
Technical Expertise.
Whenever you attempt a task assisted by the ship's computers or sensors, you may re-roll one d20, which may be the ship's die. Ooh.
That's-
Yeah, let's go Technical Expertise.
I'm
This is
chick-
a
I'm
talent.
You're
choosing
Dauntless? I thought you were
collaboration.
erudite.
But
On the fruitcake, so Randy's character Jonesy in a previous game definitely got pluses to
Kill
just about
people.
everything when working to procure a fruitcake.
Not the
Nice.
fruitcake.
Not
That
the
was-
fruitcake.
That was one of the best NPCs.
All right.
that was one of the best.
What did
NPCs.
everybody else choose?
I haven't seen the book yet, but once I
Oh,
see it, I will.
Talents on page
Thank you,
135.
Siri.
There we
What
go.
about Jimmy? Have you picked stuff out yet?
I picked a collaboration as my talent.
Okay.
I must choose a single discipline when you select this talent. I think I'll choose command.
The Ethical Family Unit.
And this allows me to, whenever an ally attempts a task using that discipline. Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, sure, I'll do that. Pick-
Why not?
Maybe I'll pick con, just because I don't know who else is going to be doing command stuff.
So far, just you.
Yeah, so maybe I'll pick con. I'll pick con. Whenever an ally attempts a task using that discipline, I may spend one momentum to allow them to use my score for that discipline and one of my focuses. Allow them to use my score for that discipline and one of my focuses.
Was that collaboration?
By the way, I want to start a convention and there should be like a Star Trek convention called You Have the Con.
Okay.
Hey,
that
that's a
would be
one.
good.
Although it could be also just like any celebration of naval activity.
Someone on chat
Mm.
has already stolen that idea. I'm sure.
No, they got like 5 seconds, so now they've stolen it.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Okay.
Anybody else need a book?
So what did you choose?
I choose collaboration.
Gotcha. I was gonna,
Jimmy puts his phone
I was
further
gonna
away.
choose that one. You guys can continue while I read if you want.
Yeah, I would just watch your wrist there. That might be. I might need to move that somewhere.
Does it have screw mounts on the bottom of it?
No, but I may just get
Oh.
like stick the command strips just underneath.
That's right where I was going with it. So while you're thinking, how old is your symbiont?
How old is my symbiont?
For reference, the Dax symbiont by 2374, which I'm not sure if that was 2375. So that was Esri, the
Okay.
latest we saw. The Dax symbiont was born in 2018. It was born this year.
Hey.
The Dax symbiont sometime this year will be born.
I
So
was
you're-
thinking like 100 years old, like born. I was thinking born in like Federation formation kind of years, so maybe like 150 years old
So
or
you've
something.
got, you've got a really, really young symbiont.
I guess.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know what the standard
The-
is.
Well, so this symbiont is the Dax symbiont is
That would be like 300 years old.
355.
Okay.
No, that's wrong. 357. There we go. The Dax symbiont's 357 years old,
Okay.
and
Okay.
that is 9 lifetimes or 9 official hosts, with Esri being the 9th and latest.
I don't know. I'm thinking. I'm like I said. I think I'm thinking like the 150, 200.
Because now, when you're going back, the being a joined trill, you can randomly save the day.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, my third host 600 years ago knew exactly what to do in this situation. Okay, so now I'm pretty sure that Starfleet's listening in.
Yes.
That's why we're getting hacked. That's what's going on.
Yeah.
I'm picking personal effects.
Personal effects.
So I get there's something about opportunity cost. Don't know
I'll
what that
edit-
means.
I can edit that out, so don't worry.
I will be getting either 1 item worth 2 opportunity cost or 2 items worth
Oh,
1
nice.
opportunity cost.
So that's in chapter 8.
8.
Oh, God.
I can look that up later
Over here.
because I have the PDF.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
The pitif.
So are we on Starfleet Academy?
I'm actually already started working on Starfleet Academy,
okay.
waiting for Phil to give us the introduction.
All right.
Gosh.
Gotcha. What? Over here.
Was step 4?
That
Step
would
4.
be
Starfleet Academy.
Step 4. All right.
Going with science track.
So, yep, you can pick either command op or science, or you can roll for it and see what
Is
you
that
get.
assignment? Is that what we're filling this under?
This would be.
Mm,
Let me see your character sheet there. Names,
Yep, that
pieces,
would
environment,
be-
assignments. Yep, that would
So operations, obviously for me.
operations as well.
be. As a first officer, you kind of pigeonhole yourself into command.
Well,
He's like, I'm the
each role we
boss.
kind of pigeonholed ourselves into a
You did
specific.
kind of, yeah.
Like it'd be hard to have a command engineer,
I don't know.
not a chief engineer.
I don't know. When Data jumped ship over to the scimitar, he was like,
know.
he put Jordy in charge. No, he didn't. He put Deanna
I'm
in
not-
charge.
Sure, you could jump tracks, but you start. All right,
I can
so
pick any 3 attributes.
all right, so
Yeah,
what do I-
so
what do I get for operations?
You, as ops, you gain a value,
uh-huh.
which should reflect some aspect of the character's beliefs that developed during their time at the academy. You gain 3 attribute points, which may be split between 2 or 3 attributes.
2 or 3 attributes.
Yes,
So you can't put 3 into 1.
correct.
Hmm.
Is there Greek life at Starfleet Academy? My value will be bought friendship is no friendship at all.
Somebody doesn't.
Deep.
Deep.
Deep cuts.
So disciplines you can only have 5, right?
I have
said-
nothing against Greek life.
Well, no, go if
That I
if
know
you
of.
want to raise one like well above the max, raise it well above the max, and in step 7, we'll tweak everything back down to where it needs to be.
Okay.
All right, so 3 points. That needs at least 2 or 3. All right, we're gonna go. Let's go. Let's put 1 into daring.
What does fitness give us?
Fitness pizza. Now.
abs.
Abs.
Thanks, John Bastow. No,
Gains. All
is
right,
that gonna
damn.
be like?
Gains.
Is that gonna be like me scaling things and fighting, or?
Yeah, I would say fitness could be related like to athletics
Okay.
in D&D.
All right. So I did the
You did the attributes?
The attribute
All right.
points.
Discipline.
Select either engineering or security.
Yep.
Engineering.
All
Raise
right.
that discipline.
That
by,
discipline is increased by 2.
'Kay.
Then you select 2 other disciplines, and they get increased by 1.
Okay.
A character may not have any discipline higher than 4 at this stage.
Okay. So we'll say con and science. So right now,
Then I'm sorry, Randy, you can't have that one at 5.
Which one?
Whatever one's at 5.
Yeah, it said 4, so I hash marked that for later use. What you told me.
oh
to
no,
do.
it says at this point they can't be above 4.
Okay,
Step 7 does do that, but it's probably steps 5 and 6 that allow the jumps up.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's saying it's to make sure you're not like supreme min maxing.
Yeah.
All right.
Now you get to select 3 foci, focuses.
And apparently we're supposed to get a value here too.
Yes, you do. You gain a value. Well, yeah, I told you gain a value.
Yeah. But what some of the example values here?
So an example value is inexperienced and idealistic. Jonesy.
Yep.
He loves that fruitcake, man. He thinks it's the best thing in the world. Threw out the handbook and wrote my own. Always prepared, always vigilant. Precise to a fault. Fast ships and strange new worlds. Exploring to test new theories. And a theory for every situation.
I don't know for this value for this. Have you guys figured out values yet?
Mine is we're going on an adventure because I did a lot of study abroad programs.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did.
For ship and shipmates.
Ooh, Ember Celica brings up a good point. What if you just min?
Oh,
Well, technically, if you just min, then you would just be average.
Oh.
You would also have maxed because.
or maybe you're just subtracting points from your character instead
But
of
yeah, but if
adding.
everything's a min, then everything's equal, which means it's also the max.
so deep.
Oh,
Oh man, it's so deep.
You have to have the men with the max.
Select a single talent.
You gotta
from
have the light
list
with the
of
dark.
Talents. You pick another talent?
Values.
Without evil, there can be no
Is
good.
that your value? Is you gotta have the men with
So
the
we get a
max?
second. Do we get a second talent?
Do-do-do.
It says talents character.
Yes, you also gain a single talent from the
single-
list of talents
Man,
on
we
page
get
35.
more talents.
But I guess you would be able to select that from your.
You can probably go from. I would say you
Yeah.
can go
your
from
other
that
one
track now. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, the command.
I'm stuck on the value because otherwise I'm gonna forget stuff.
Interrogations on 2 of them. It is. Okay.
I'm a double interrogator.
Mean right hook.
Ooh, how about for values? The universe is infinite.
How many do I get to pick?
Is that too general?
I think Q would argue that it's not, though. Mostly because Q just likes to argue.
Yeah.
If I put slicing as a
me see
focus,
those
would people
examples,
tell
right?
me I'm in the wrong universe?
Definitely. They would shun you.
Also, is that considered an engineering skill and not a science skill? Probably.
Computer science.
No, we should probably stick with the actual system for this
What?
current. I was like, why don't we just take the Genesis dice? Like, we'll finish making characters and then we'll Genesis dice this thing.
Play Star Trek in Star Wars.
All right, I'll have to come back to that.
I don't know.
so
I don't
what was
know
the-
which Star
what was
Wars
the-
nut would freak out more, Randy or Mike.
What's the focus thing there?
The focus. You can select 3 focuses, at least one of which should relate to your character's chosen track.
We going warp field mechanics or
Warp field dynamics. Probably EPS.
Sounds
system.
like focuses you can make up focuses too.
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah, but I mean, in this case, I'm gonna.
I'm picking examples.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I'm just gonna say EPS instead of electroplasma power system. And let's see. Shipward survival transfers versus. Let's just go computers.
computers. There you go. So who are you envisioning your character? Are you a Trip, a Geordie, or an O'Brien?
I'm thinking more Geordie.
You're a Geordie. Okay.
I've
No.
always liked Geordie.
I was
as
gonna
an
say or
engineer.
Balana. That one.
Yeah. I always figured myself more of a Geordie. Except for I'd like to at least get laid
Because if you were going with Balana, you'd need
with
some
something
hand-to-hand
that's
combat.
not photonic. All right.
I was saying, Jordy got laid. She designed the Enterprise's engines.
He never.
And Corey's just like, what?
Oh no, I was trying to think of focuses, but yeah, also what?
I'm gonna say. Canonically, I don't think he ever had sex with that
He
hologram.
never did.
Did he not?
What? Okay, now what? Canonically, I don't think he ever had sex with that hologram.
For the record, I would say that is the
Which makes me wonder.
safest sex anyone could ever have.
Which makes
I
me
was gonna
wonder.
say.
How many people got it on in the holodeck?
Wait.
Yes.
Everyone?
Way to be sex positive, talking about different types of sexual relations.
So
Question
there
is,
was
though,
so
did you disable the safety protocols?
Oh, there you go.
Oh.
Anyways. That's when you get into some like BDSM.
Whoa, not so much teeth, girl. Damn.
I love that
Nothing
that's
like-
the first sentence that comes out of your mouth.
Nothing like Klingon BDSM on the holodeck.
They're just being nice.
No,
They're
no,
being nice
because
to each
yeah,
other.
that's
Yeah.
the thing. It was a post like, what is Klingon BDSM? Do they like have like large fluffy beds and everything's covered in
It's
like
like
really
tea
nice fur?
parties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. The fact that this chat has happened before
Oh, come on.
is disturbing.
So just some background.
It's one of those
There was an
internet rules.
episode of Next Generation where
Oh no.
there's an episode of Next Generation where Geordie's trying to figure out which one was the one where they sour the milk? Was
That
that
was
the
where the real one
Was that the
showed
real
up.
one?
Yes,
That
so
was
there
where
was
the real one
there
showed
was a
up.
problem with the warp core. So Geordie designs a holodeck simulation where he interacts with the woman who created the warp drive, like a hologram simulation version of her.
Nice.
Because he gave the computer instructions. His first he was listening to her, like she was basically just a new computer voice
Yeah.
telling him, yeah, you can't do that with my engine, you can't do that, you know, maybe you can do this. It was, and then he's like,
It's like, if you could do better than show me, and like the computer just generates her as a character or whatever.
Yeah.
So then like you come to find out that he's kept the program because he's like kind of
love with
infatuated
it.
with her. And then the real person shows up at a later episode.
Leah Brahms.
She's a bitch.
Yeah.
No.
And she finds the program version of her, and she feels like totally violated.
I would too. Side note though, again, a long way to a small angry planet. There's a person who falls in love with an AI, and it is heart-wrenching.
Well, that's just
and
her,
beautiful.
right?
It's a different situation than the one you described. I cried, and I don't cry often when I read the book.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But as
so you
we
got
have
two. Did
learned,
you
you
get
have
three?
to be very
Warp
careful
field dynamics, EPS, and
when
computers.
talking to the
Computers,
holodeck.
gotcha.
gotcha.
If you instruct the holodeck, you have to
Oh,
be very careful what
God.
you say, because make a program capable of defeating
Data. Yeah.
versus Sherlock, and it
It created life.
created
Sentience?
sentient hologram.
Ooh.
I love that. I love
Black
the big.
Mirror.
I love the big. The big.
Oh yeah,
lever he had.
the
that shook-
giant like train brake lever, and he was like,
and it shook the whole ship.
Computer. Arch.
And they're sitting there on the holodeck. And holograms can't do that. Holograms can't do that, dude. He's like, I know, but he did it.
I know, but he did it. All right, I still haven't figured out a value yet.
A value.
Yeah, but let me figure out.
I am ready to move on
new
to
talent?
career,
my,
whatever you guys want.
my value, which I learned in Starfleet Academy, was crew before mission.
Ooh.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
That's close to mine for ship and shipmates.
Yeah.
Very close.
I feel like whatever your character's name's going to be at some point, he's going to be one of those in the trenches first officer guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm trying to come up with a good name. Thinking Billiam Shatner.
Yes.
Maybe Chris Pine. Oh wait, hold on. Let's do. Let's see.
William Cedar.
Christopher Teak.
Okay.
Christopher.
Or
No. You got to be Tiberius.
Tiberius.
No, that's a horrible name. It's named after your dad. His name is Jim. I really love like.
Come on, Thor was his dad.
Yeah, it's right. Thor was Kirk's dad.
Uh,
Let's do Get Help. Oh,
Oh,
have you seen it?
do
What's that?
Betazoids-
Ragnarok?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, let's do Get Help. No, I hate that one. No, it's great.
I'm gonna do In the Nick of Time.
Do Betazoids have like normal human-sounding names or?
Loxana.
Loxana, yeah. Mr. Holt. I can't even say.
Well,
his
I
name.
don't. I honestly I don't know what race he was. I mean,
He didn't talk.
I can
so-
wiki
Wait,
it
what?
here.
Oh.
the butler.
Oh, values. I know what I'm gonna do. I can fix any problem.
There we go.
Or yeah, I can fix any problem.
I can fix that.
Scotty.
what is everyone choosing for focuses?
I did warp field dynamics, EPS, and computers.
Nice.
I did composure, diplomacy, and team dynamics.
Look at that.
Or excuse me,
Interrogation.
I'm gonna go any problem. can be
Hand
solved.
face-
Any problem can be solved. That's a good-
Hand-to-hand combat, shipboard tactical systems, and mean right hook.
You get 5?
So far, yeah.
I'm a little jealous. Okay, I did virology, xenosexology, because clearly we're gonna end up talking about that. And I was thinking computers, so we have a backup computer.
This is on a very special episode of Star Trek.
Do you think it would be okay to have double computers, or should I pick something different?
The computers are useful in a lot of stuff.
I
so,
just
mean,
feel like it
it's-
might be good to have 2 people with a computer. Good. Okay, we're doing it.
Just about everybody has computers.
You right.
All right, so what are we at? This was step 5. This is
Step
I think we're up to
5.
career.
We are up to career now.
so I
So there are 3 options for career. You got
Oh,
your
that's right. This is the okay.
young officer, experienced officer, veteran officer.
All right, GM, what are we doing?
I would say
Well, it's Jimmy's not going to be a young officer
he is not.
if he's going to be and like I'm not going to be a young officer if I'm a chief engineer. Not as a typical rule, not young.
As a typical rule, I mean,
like I could be experienced or veteran, but I'm not. But the both of you could be just
I'll
about
be
anything.
I was gonna say experienced officer. I'm not a veteran officer, but I was gonna go experienced.
I'll be the noob.
The noob.
okay.
I'll also be experienced.
Does that work okay?
I would
Unless
think
we
it's the
think
first
we
o-
should have at least one veteran.
I would think the first officer would be a veteran.
I would say that Jimmy and Chris can roll for it.
One of you
Oh.
can be the veteran.
One of
Odds.
us?
Well, no. Odds. Odd is experienced. Evens is veterans.
All right. I honestly don't know.
I'm gonna
so
use a D20 for this.
Oh,
There we go.
not that it. 15.
Odds. So
Odds. You're an
experience.
experienced officer.
Okay.
So evens is veteran.
Evens is veteran.
I rolled a 17, so
So,
I'm
alright.
experienced.
Experienced officers.
So I get another value
Get another value.
that I just.
And a talent.
And
That's
talent.
which can be
Jeez.
chosen freely.
Meaning, I think this means it doesn't have to be chosen from your
The veteran officer, your
intermediate officer.
yeah. So like the veteran officer is the value is given to you, which must reflect the character's years of experience and the beliefs they formed, and your talent you are shanghaied into veteran
Veteran.
talent.
So when it says character receives a value without a list anywhere, this can be chosen freely. So I can say, I love my collection of antique phasers.
The character receives a single talent which may be
Wait,
chosen
what are you-
freely. I would say
No,
pull
it mean I think by freely it means it doesn't have to be limited to your.
yeah, pull it from the talent list, but the talent
This is
list.
value.
Oh
Oh,
wait,
value.
that's right, value. The character receives a value. This can be
Are
chosen
you
freely.
experienced?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
So
yeah,
Corey gets
your-
the untapped
yeah.
potential.
Yeah, that
your
looks
your
kinda cool.
talent's given to you.
Yeah.
'Cause we've been making up the values. They haven't been
Yeah.
from a list.
Well, it's the other ones have
Example values.
Examples.
meaning the young officer and the veteran have clauses attached to the values.
So I can't go to a 12 or a 5 for my attributes or values, but when I roll and succeed, I have a way of
Alright,
gaining more
so-
momentum.
So value. Dang, I have so much trouble with these.
Value. What would be a good value for an experienced
And this has to,
officer?
let's say that as a general, this is relating to your years of service.
Yep.
Yes,
Ooh.
intermediate officer.
There's something. There's something new. There's always something new around the corner.
What if you had like a contact or something that you could call about everything? Like, let me call my guy. You get a +1 when
I got a guy for this. I got
got
an
a
apple
guy.
guy.
That'd be good for like, I don't know if that'd be fitting the security guy though.
That's true.
Yeah, not well. If you were like a planetary, no, if you were like a star-based security guy, if you
you're
were like if you
Ferengi.
were Odo on
If you're
DS9,
a Ferengi,
Odo's got a contact everywhere.
Odo is everywhere.
Also,
Odo
if
is
you're-
everywhere.
If you're a Trill, probably got a guy for that.
But I can't talk to him.
Oh, chassid.
All right, so I gotta go back to the.
My
so
name's
I
gonna
can-
be Christopher Teak.
Christopher Teak.
Christopher.
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 Christopher Teak.
I am Christoph
I like it.
Christofferson.
Officer Teak.
What did Denoblian names sound like?
Dr. Phlox.
Ooh, I like that sound.
PHLOX.
So I'll be Dr. Fat. PHAT.
Oh, I need another value.
I'm
Ugh.
trying to remember what one of his wives' name was. One of his wives.
Ooh, here we go. I'm gonna choose my talent from the cons talent list,
There you go.
and I'm thinking Starship Expert.
Okay.
Basically, I get momentum whenever I try and understand an unknown form of starship.
Ooh, there you go.
Oh,
Or-
untapped. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, I
I'm
was
sorry.
thinking, or I could do flyby, which is whenever you do a swift task momentum spend, you do not increase the difficulty of the second task if one of the things is used to pilot a vessel or vehicle,
A vessel or a wessel?
a whistle.
A wessel.
So the untapped potential is actually a talent, so I do have to think of a value.
You do, yeah.
Oh, never mind. I just saw one in testing a theory, which I can also pick. Whenever you attempt a task using engineering or science, you may roll an additional d20 so long as you succeeded as a previous task covering the same scientific or technical field earlier in the same adventure. I'm totally going that, testing a theory.
So Phil, can I make mine? I have a guy for that, but they're always ex-boyfriends or girlfriends. So you could make it complicated or not complicated with the NPCs.
Is that the value?
That would be that's what she's going with her
Yeah,
value.
it's got to
as.
reflect your inexpertise and naivete in some way.
So I don't know how to do it. I'm naive. I'm calling someone to have to fix it.
I always seem to call for help.
Space Google.
Space Google.
Space Google.
I'm always like, Yahoo Answers, help me.
New phone, who dis?
Who dis?
I put that in the wrong list.
New ship, who dis?
Oh no.
Oh, and the only canon wife is Feezal, Feezal.
Feezal. Okay,
So
so
Dr.
there's lots
Phlox.
of like foos and fuzz and.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if you look in the race thing, it gives you some pretty
Name.
good name structure. Like it was even
Gotcha.
for like Endor, or it was I forgot what it was like. One of them was like Romulans always have like or not Romulans, but like Vulcans always have like this on the surname and this on the So you may want to look at the name for that.
Gotcha.
I gotta watch Enterprise.
So with my
Why is that?
No, I was just reading. So it's like Phlox was injected with Borg nanoprobes from a reanimated drone
Yeah, that
was on the
discovered.
sphere
Yep.
that got shot down by in First
Yeah,
Contact.
there was
that is awesome.
there was an episode where they found the drones that landed in from First Contact. All right, so this was career.
career.
All right, and I
I'm
got the
still
value. I got the talent.
I'm still stuck at 5s, so
You're still stuck at 5s.
yeah, I put them in the wrong list.
Fives.
if
Is-
you
Keep going. I'll
Fives
catch
is
up
a
with ya.
Fives is an ARC trooper and he died.
No, I'm sorry. I'm still
very
looking at
sad.
career.
It's very sad.
I got stuck.
All right, so career events.
oh you get to roll d20 again.
Yay!
Shmeep shmeep shmeep.
The player rolls
What'd
and
you get?
chooses a career event
18.
or game, then repeats the process.
You solved an engineering crisis.
Okay.
I turned it off and back on.
And you pissed off the chief
All
engineer.
right, are we gonna force roll both of these?
I would say we force roll both of them.
Okay.
Force roll? Huh?
Meaning like, as in you don't get to pick. You
Oh yeah, yeah.
you roll.
Nope.
And
You got to roll your career events.
I like this rolling it like that.
All right, first one for me is a 10.
Right?
A 10. Transporter accidents.
Wait, how many events do you get?
Two.
Oh, 2.
Where is this put at?
I would.
I'm just
Oh,
putting
it's gonna give
extra
us stuff.
It'll give you stuff.
here.
Okay.
So, you suffered some manner of strange accident while using the so it also gives you. So it's what happened to you during the accident. Were there any lasting
What
repercussions?
happened to me?
And how do you feel about transporters now? Are you Barkley?
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And so the character is cautious
What?
and careful after their experiences, increasing
Scratch?
control by 1.
Yeah, I know. All right. Let's
All right, I need the D20.
let's flavor
What
this.
we got here?
Okay.
Ooh, flavor.
What kind of transporter accident was
So
it?
control and con go up by 1
Oh, that's
for you.
Controlling phone.
Yes. What'd you roll, Corey?
So I rolled 18. Solved an engineering crisis.
Solved an engineering crisis.
Oh, we get
Doo-doo-doo.
2 of these.
Oh no, the ship is broken. Quick, turn it off and then back on again. You'd be
That was an
surprised.
episode.
Yeah.
There was
I ran to drop the core, and they were like, "You can't do that." And I was like, "Watch me."
I love how they're like in the new
Watch
Star
me.
Trek.
Watch me.
The new Star Trek, they're like, drop the core, and then like 15 little nodule things come out. I'm like, that's not.
That was yeah.
It's a single warp core.
So Corey gets extra stuff. So you get control and engineering go up by 1. And you gain a focus reflecting the technology involved in the event. So your questions are, what technology had malfunctioned and why was it dangerous? And how did you solve the problem?
Ooh, okay.
Those are your questions.
Are we answering them now or thinking about them?
You can think about it for now.
Oh, I got a good one. This is really good.
All right. So Jimmy, what'd you roll?
I have mentored and new battle strategy.
Ooh, Jimmy's already done.
So I'm thinking for my transporter accident, it was something involving the symbiont.
Ooh.
Happened in a transporter accident. Like I got transport. It was an earlier ship, wasn't classified. Like there was an
Okay.
accident where the the symbiont didn't come with,
Gotcha.
or so, like.
So
it
is
got
this a
It got stuck in like the pattern buffer.
is this a previous host memory or is this a you memory?
Oh, that's a good point. I'm thinking this is a me.
Okay.
I'm thinking this is a me thing because that's what this is supposed to be, like a me thing.
It's a you thing. All right. All right.
Um,
Well,
Because it's supposed
as
to affect.
as a joint trill, there's
Sure.
not a lot of distinction between you and.
Well, I know, but meaning it happened while I was joined.
Gotcha. All right. So it's you.
Yeah.
It's him.
And then how does it make me feel towards transporters?
Yes.
Well, dang, I wish I could have changed my focuses.
Oh,
I
hang
would've
on. You gain a focus too.
Oh,
Sorry,
do
everyone gains a focus. I didn't read far enough. You gain a focus, which should reflect something they learned because of the accident or in the aftermath.
I'm gonna put transporters and replicators.
Yeah. You learned a whole lot more about transporters. You had yeah, okay, yeah. You had to Stargate when Teal'c was stuck in the gate.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh no, I was thinking more of like when.
Well, that's
Picard-
where you're focused. So you're like,
Oh yeah.
Teal'c was stuck in the gate. You're
I
like,
was
I gotta
also
learn
thinking,
how this thing works.
Also when
Picard got
Picard
young.
when they got young and they had to get like re-energized basically. The transporter that thing broke down a lot.
It did break
Like
down
you
a lot.
remember when there was the floating things for Barclay and he grabs one, turns out it was a person that was stuck in the transporter matter stream.
Yep. That was.
We've watched a lot of Star Trek.
It sounds wonderful.
We've watched no Star Trek. I
All
don't know
right,
what he's talking
so that's only one.
That's only one.
I got to roll another one.
Roll that beautiful
What happens if
D20.
I get a transporter accident again?
You suck at transporters.
Maybe you should get a new career.
I got a 2.
You got a 2. Death of a friend.
Oh, that
Damn.
could be easy.
During an important mission, one of the character's friends was killed in action. Who was the friend and how did you know them? What was the mission? How did the friend die and who was to blame?
Oh, can I modify it a little bit?
You can.
I'm going to say it's death of a previous host mate.
I'll go with that.
Like, there was a mission where I ran across one of my previous mates, and I had to witness them.
Ah,
I'm going to use androgynous pronouns for this because I haven't figured this out, but
that is.
I had to see them die.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep. So insight and medicine go up by 1.
Okay.
And then. Ooh, so you gain a focus. Your only example is counseling, but then it's like it may also represent a skill or pursuit the character has taken up in their fallen friend's memory.
Fallen friend's memory.
So that goes with like or to prevent the same thing from happening in the future.
Mm.
You can think about that. And do you want to go move on to mine?
What's your second?
12. Betrayed the ideals of a superior.
Oh, Corey.
Betrayal.
Betrayed.
Riker when he turns in the admiral for the cloaking experiment.
You
thing.
betrayed
That's
ideals for a superior.
Oh, Forrest.
Oh,
I
still
don't
same.
like that last.
Same
Yep.
example.
Same example.
Same
It still
example.
fits, guys. Yep.
But before he turned him in.
Mm-hmm.
So I can still be,
Guys, I just
Yeah.
watched the Voyager episode today of the Omega Directive one.
That is so good.
Have you guys watched the first episode of the new season of Black Mirror?
I've
I've
never
not watched
seen
Black
any
Mirror.
Black Mirror.
Well, if you like Star Trek, you should watch this episode. It's very Star Trek esque.
I've seen a red door that I wanted painted black.
Oh, I got it. It took me a second. Had to hear the melody.
All right, a focus, but so it's either counseling or something
Something
related to the fallen person.
Yeah. Like you're carrying on in their memory, like they were working on something. You're like, that's my new hobby, or
Yeah.
the way they died. You're like, no one's gonna die that way ever again.
yeah.
Let's go linguistics. Let's throw something random
That's
in
awesome.
there.
There we go. There we go. They used a Spanish word instead of a Mexican Spanish word and got killed for it. Is that how it is?
Well, it's more if they were a
They were
a
a
translator,
translator.
Somebody killed the messenger.
and so like they were someone that that loved the speaking word, basically.
There we
The
go.
speaking written
They were a
word.
poet.
Spoken word albums.
I love
That's
them.
All right.
Carrie Fisher won a Grammy
Yep.
posthumously
word?
for a spoken word album.
I didn't know she did
Yeah.
one.
Nice.
It's beautiful.
So what everybody else? So we did Jimmy's, didn't we?
Betrayal.
Oh yeah, your betrayal. So presence and command go up by 1. And examples of your focus can be persuasion, inspiration, investigation.
I feel like the doctor should be persuasive, especially at a
Possibly.
young age, where she's like you're having to try and convince people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Be like, let me put a cast on that. Can I get a real doctor?
The
Also,
chatter-
I'm really good
They
at.
die a poetic death.
Oh.
Ooh, ow.
Wah, wah, wah.
Ouch. Presence and command.
All right. Well, are you on the
What?
events yet? Career events?
I've already been waiting for you to call my name over here.
Oh,
Okay.
all right. What do you got, Randy?
Ship destroyed and a serious injury.
Oh, did they happen at the same time?
Oh, yeah,
They
that's-
did happen at the same time.
There we go. All right. That's
So because of that, I took focuses of survival and athletics.
okay.
Makes sense.
The injury is I have a prosthetic leg.
All right.
Ooh.
But wait, couldn't we just regrow the leg?
We can
there-
regrow spinal cords.
We can regrow spinal columns and
Like,
everything.
okay,
yeah.
okay. Did you have the option of regrowing the leg? Did you just want a cybernetic?
I don't know.
leg?
It's what it said in the thing. It's like you have a prosthetic body part.
I
So,
think you really wanted a cybernetic leg.
I almost went cybernetic fist, cybernetic arm. But I'm like, no, that would be.
Rocket fist from Linux.
Especially when I chose hand-to-hand combat.
I'm thinking Linux Rocket Fist now.
Oh, and my last value, I didn't get to say it, was
go ahead.
stay calm, breathe, aim, then fire.
All right, Jimmy, you read yours, but what was the circumstances?
Let's see. So I was mentored by a. Oh, I'm not on the right thing here. A highly respected officer took notice of the character's career. For a time, the character served as the officer's pilot and aide, gaining the benefit of the officer's experiences and lessons. So, I believe just my first captain, I guess, mentored me. She was a very wise, very reserved, and inspiring lady, and she taught me to be more insightful and careful with my decisions, and but also once I've made a decision, to stick with it and not waver from it, because that commands respect.
Just like golf, follow through.
Yeah, and taught that respect is the most important
So what was the second
part
one?
of command. New battle strategy. That's what I've been
Ooh.
trying to think of.
Ooh.
What new battle strategy
So
I
wait,
came up with.
The Riker maneuver.
What
the
is
new
the
bat-
Riker maneuver?
So well, hold on, you got to explain the Picard maneuver first.
What was the Picard maneuver?
So the Picard maneuver was so that was basically
I fail
like
for not knowing this.
so the maneuvers were basically when a captain did something crazy and it was so famous for how effective it was. So the Picard maneuver is when you make a very small warp jump, because for a split second the enemy ship detects two ships because they detect the warp signature, or their sensors get confused of where you previously were and where you are now, and they think there's more ships than there actually is.
Got it.
And it's like a bluffing thing. If it makes you feel like they're outnumbered or whatever.
Okay.
The Riker maneuver was in what's the one that starts with
Insurrection.
Insurrection. not E.
Mhm.
Basically, they use there's on the front of the warp nacelles there is a buzzard collector, Bussard collector, that they collected all this flammable gas basically and expelled it out right around the enemy ships and then detonated it.
Wow.
So it's like when people do something crazy.
And
but
that was LaForge going. No, it wasn't LaForge. It was the
I think it was Picard.
It was
said,
the
"Hey."
other helm officer.
Yeah.
Because Picard was down on the
I
planet.
thought it was afterwards. Picard's like, hey, maybe they'll call it the Riker maneuver.
No, it was the officer he took control of the helm
Oh,
from
yeah.
with the manual console. And he's like, maybe they'll call this one the Riker maneuver. He's like, only if it works.
Oh boy, now I have to think up.
By the way,
new
Jonathan
battle
Frakes is
strategy.
awesome. Like
Jonathan Frakes is
he does
amazing.
directing now on
Uh-huh.
stuff. He's just awesome.
Yeah.
He directed
One
all the
more-
movies, didn't he?
He directed First
No.
Contact.
He
and
directed.
Insurrection.
Yeah. He
Okay.
directed like from First Contact.
All right, another plug for Discovery. The,
Yeah.
Yes.
He
the season start. The reboot. Second half of season one.
mid-season-
Yeah, the mid-season
was
premiere.
directed by.
He
Frakes.
directed. Oh my God,
Yeah.
that one was like, oh,
See,
I
I'm
didn't
just
see
waiting.
that coming.
I'm just waiting for the whole season to come out, and then I'll do the 30-day free trial and just binge the whole thing.
Actually, getting CBS Online was our part of our cutting the cord because that got us the CBS channel.
But I have like everything else, so it's like
yeah, because you get live CBS on it.
Ooh, live CBS.
Yeah, so you get channel 9 at a DC.
Okay. Anyways.
I'm doing
so
math over here.
that was your event was tactic or what was it?
I came
new
up with a
battle
new battle
strategy.
strategy.
There we
The
go.
teak maneuver.
the
teak maneuver.
What's
You
it gonna
don't
be?
absorb
I
water.
feel like it's gonna be
And-
some kind of.
It's
It's gonna be some kind of feint. And
because it took me a second because I was remembering Picard sitting in the Kumamoo maneuver. Or no, the Kuma maneuver is what it was.
Oh.
But it's like it's
The
just
Stargazer, by the way, was the one where you did the Picard
Yep.
maneuver at.
I think it's gonna be. It's gonna be some kind of like.
They don't
Ever
name
Silica-
failed techniques
they don't-
often.
So clearly mine was
Boing.
successful.
there we go.
You fly super close to their.
I think it's
Their
gonna
ships.
be. It's gonna
Wait,
they
be.
what's
can't
that called?
shoot you.
What's that called in Orville?
What?
What?
Where they like
Oh,
were
yeah.
all up? Yeah,
Oh yeah, it was like threat.
not threading the needle, but it was like I don't know, scraping the paint or buzzing the paint or something
Uh-huh.
like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
They are like in space, but like on screen. They are
Uh-huh.
millimeters around this ship
And
and,
then
not
they
hitting
can't
it.
shoot you because you're like, I'm so close. I'll blow you up too.
I'm gonna be in a feigned retreat maneuver where you turn the ship around to run away, but then you go in reverse.
Oh, and we're gonna call it the flippin'
Hugging the
reverse it.
donkey.
Hugging the donkey is what they called it.
Hugging
Yeah.
the donkey.
I put the teak down, flip it, and reverse it.
Let's see.
Oh.
You go in reverse, or maybe you just shut down engines.
That's I would say this is just my
Uh-huh.
you flee from battle.
Uh-huh.
You turn tail and run. You pop into warp. As soon as you know they're following you, you all stop.
Oh,
Mhm.
let them fly by.
Yep.
It's the
Yep.
Maverick maneuver.
It's the Maverick.
No, it's the teak maneuver.
I totally did that first,
But
guys.
then like and then you punch it and get right in there.
Yeah, so basically
Right in their
you
wake.
drop warp for like a second, basically, because that's all it takes.
Uh-huh.
No, we fire a bunch of missiles ahead of us, and then we warp towards them, but then stop, and then they warp ahead and run into the missiles. Got it. They have to be warp missiles, though.
Warp missile.
Torpedoes do have warp sustainer engines on them.
Well, there we go. The teak maneuver. So that's mine. This is the segment of the podcast where I smell the book and tell you all how it smells.
He's legit nose deep in that book. man.
Look, I like smelling books.
How's it smell?
Smell good.
Can I smell your
Trying to
book?
think of
Huh?
a name for the smell.
Oh, we
It
all
smells all right.
Hey, we all got the
Uh,
special edition version.
We
of the
did all
book.
get
It's
special
like-
edition,
It's not my favorite
It's
book smell.
Old Pokemon cards.
Oh, that's good smell though. Let me see this.
I feel like Pokemon cards have more of a Play-Doh scent. This is like musty Pokemon.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we
Sorry.
have gone to sniffing books.
No. You know what this is? This is like old Star Trek CCG cards.
For,
Believe-
for
Yeah, it's
Much-
definitely CCG cards.
For those of you who are going to be listening to this podcast, Jimmy is legitimately just in the book. He leaned back
Bye,
in his chair
Basilica.
and held it on his face.
I love
Bye.
smelling books.
Smell it.
Look, the first thing I did when I got Phoenix Dawn Command was smell that book.
Smell the book.
That
And it was
book
a good
smells good.
It's a good smelling book.
All right.
And it was a good
What's your
playing
favorite
game.
book smell? I think it's like one of like the old book smell, like old.
Oh God, no.
Almost musty.
No.
Yeah.
Like used book smell? Hate it.
No, like old Penguin, like classic novels. They have that like
Oh,
musty.
okay.
Oh,
smell.
yeah.
I was like old penguins.
Oh
Yeah.
no,
What
no,
if
no.
you smelled an old
Oh,
penguin?
yeah, old,
Never.
Old penguin.
It smells
skin.
like Morgan Freeman.
Yes, but he smells great.
Morgan.
Did you just say it smells like Morgan Freeman?
March of the Penguins.
Freeman.
Wow.
Okay,
Come on,
so
you gotta keep. There's a billion different pop culture references at any period of time. I have to. All the neurons in my brain are
I've
connected
also
by
done
pop
my,
culture.
Okay,
references.
just-
my finishing touches.
Neuron.
But
I said the word neuron. What's your pop culture reference?
Jimmy Neutron.
Jimmy Neutron.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Jimmy
Neutron.
With Jimmy gives me Jimmy Eat World.
World gives you,
The Middle, which takes me to Malcolm in
Boy
the Middle.
Meets World.
which takes me
which-
to Corey's a freaking butthead.
Well, actually, I go Malcolm in the Middle, and then I go Agent Cody Banks, and then I go
Yeah.
Lizzie McGuire,
Uh-huh.
and now I'm thinking about Roots because of Even Stevens, which has now got me thinking about Shia LaBeouf which now got me
Holes.
thinking about
Got me
Just
thinking about
do
holes.
it.
Transformers.
Ooh. Mark
I said
Wahlberg.
roots. I meant holes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you meant
holes.
holes.
Yeah,
I did.
holes.
I was wondering where that came
that's
from.
a complete different. Now,
Okay, what's-
now roots is now getting me back on track because now I'm thinking
Oprah.
about because
And now Oprah's got me thinking about that new movie, A Wrinkle in Time,
Oh,
which I read the
yes.
book, and that was pretty good.
Sam,
I read the
lent
book
it to
back
me. I
in
need to
6th
read it.
grade. That
Yeah.
was in Kansas in the 90s.
and I started thinking about Star Trek again. That got me thinking about Geordi, which got me thinking about reading Rainbow, which got me thinking about the Kickstarter for reading Rainbow.
Yes.
Which made a lot of money.
Which has now got me thinking about Rising Sun again.
Back to the game. What are we on?
We are now on step 7, finishing
Finishing
touches.
Jinx,
So-
you both owe me a Coke.
Okay.
They're over there in the fridge.
No, they're not.
They're his own
they're
Coke.
there in that fridge.
Nope.
Okay,
There
well
are no
then,
Cokes in
you're
the
out of
house.
luck. All right, so,
So we
every
get another
character
value.
every character may receive one final value. It can reflect a career event. It may reflect some other element of the character. One value must be a relationship, connecting the character to another character in the crew or to another organization or culture in some way. So, I guess we
So
just
this is
limited
the-
this value
to
to
relationship.
Yeah.
relationship.
So this is that makes sense. We've kind of done everything
Yeah.
else.
Either a relationship between each other or to an organization or
And that's
culture.
our 4th value.
Well, I think that
Okay.
we should use this to be the how do our characters know each other.
Okay, well,
I think that-
you're all on the same ship.
Well, yes, but
Jimmy's the boss. You guys work for Jimmy.
Wait, who's the Trill?
You guys have
Me.
meetings. You guys have meetings on Tuesdays, and you're like, Jimmy's a dick.
Your former life or your former host was the commander of the ship that got destroyed.
Oh. Ow.
And you
Okay,
survived,
let's
but
take
you had
that
to get
again.
another body.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. And it is that recent enough to where he's the next host in line. Well, it
Yeah.
has to be because
Yeah,
like-
because
yeah.
I'm not that old. So
yeah,
it had to be in the
neither
past
you are
few
that
years,
old.
yeah.
So, ooh, I like the way that works out. So that's
well, you
That's
said your
Randy to
experience.
Chris.
Well, this could have happened when you were because I'd like to think I'd been joined for a little while.
Yeah,
Like
I
I'm
think-
not like Esri.
yeah.
So it could have been on one of his first.
It'd have been on my when I was young,
Okay.
straight out of the
Which makes
academy
sense
officer
because
when it happened, yeah.
Starfleet was my upbringing.
Starfleet
so,
was your upbringing, yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, that could be one. You were one of the families on the ship.
Yeah.
That could be your. So I think that should be his value.
His
but
value
I feel like
is
my value should try and connect to one of these two.
okay.
I'm thinking maybe like I'm trying to think a common pastime, like a recreation thing.
Ooh, we're like ping pong partners.
Actually, ping pong was what was in
Parisi
my-
squares.
like, which is funny because that ping pong was in another episode I saw of Voyager recently, the one with the relativity where they hit the ping pong and it just stops.
Are we're constantly preparing for ping pong competitions. And we're really good
Well,
at it.
What was the ping pong? What was that movie called? It was all about like
Forrest Gump.
Was it Balls of Fury?
Balls
I
of
think it was
Fury.
Balls of Fury, yeah.
I was gonna go play
Ping
pong.
pong.
Or it could be something else.
Like not
Sparring
ping, I was gonna
partners.
say there's sparring partners. There's Parisi Squares
Fencing.
is a game that's mentioned in. There's whatever Riker and his dad, that weird like blindfolded American Gladiator
there's,
thing they were doing.
What's the gambling thing?
Uh,
Doc?
Dabo?
Dabo.
They could wear the game from Risa, the 3D thing that
Oh,
they
yeah.
actually made.
They made
Are
one.
you talking
Oh,
about
made
Are you
one.
talking about the hoops and balls thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they actually made one.
okay.
That was
I don't
basically
know.
Google Glass.
It was the Samsung VR setup.
I know, but I'm
Okay.
saying like.
What?
It
Well,
looked-
I mean
it
that
looked-
thing was an orgasm generator. Let's not even.
Oh, I'm thinking of some.
That was when you got the little disc inside the weird wormhole looking thing. It was like that was your prize,
Yeah.
and that's how it got you hooked.
All right, so we say Corey and I do some sort of pastime.
Yeah, we're
What do you think? Sparring partners?
sparring could be good.
It's always
do we
good to
get a
keep the
fo-
body fit.
Do we get a focus or anything from this?
I feel like if we're sparring partners, we'd probably get like a advantage or something for if we fight together.
we can make that narrative. Yeah,
Okay.
Okay.
we'll make that narrative. Mechanically, according to the book, there's nothing there. But we'll make it all narrative. Make it work out.
Yeah, I figured for my I got a guy for that. You could like slow me down when I'm trying to call someone to help me. Like, you can't do anything this turn because you're calling a guy.
Yeah.
Or like you freeze.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, so what else is there in the? Well, wait, hold on. We got.
Yep.
So I'll write that down for me. I think you should either have something. Your value should be something that connects you to Jimmy,
Yeah.
or Jimmy or Randy.
I'm looking up interesting relationships. NPC.
That's a horrible thing to just type into Google. Don't do that.
Wait, aren't you the doctor?
I am the doctor.
You were on the ship that you were like a junior
Well,
resident.
no, because she just.
I feel like it.
She
Yeah,
just
I'm a new
started.
guy.
You're
I
just new,
could be
okay.
treating one of you guys for a nasty rash.
Ooh, wait. So
Perhaps
what,
you need
what
an
was your
analgesic
background?
cream.
My background was Starbase.
Yeah, you were born on a starship or starbase,
Yeah, I
but
spent most of my life in space.
Maybe
Okay.
In space.
no. I was gonna say, could you be teaching me about ships because I know nothing about ships, but that might be
I
boring.
can be your mentor.
I don't know if you want to do if that'd be fun to play.
Or I was also thinking something like you had a professor that was related to him somehow.
Hmm? Or maybe I got a crush on you.
Or that.
Mm-hmm.
Did the Nobilans have take other species?
Interspecial.
I mean, I am.
It doesn't say they don't.
I'm a xenosexologist.
There you go.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is just her way of studying abroad.
I was gonna.
It's
So
actually me
Jimmy's character's now
studying
female?
A male.
Huh? No, broad, you can have male broads.
He just. Oh, okay.
I was gonna say abroad.
Well, I'm just. It could be whatever.
yeah.
I don't know what Jimmy's character
I got
is.
a got a crush on you.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
So then Jimmy.
Now you've got a
do we-
crush on him, but did you put a spell on him, and now he's yours?
Now he's gone.
Do we just
No,
want to keep
no.
going in the circle so Jimmy
Yeah,
needs to
that's
connect
fine.
to Randy
That's fine.
somehow?
And then I
Okay.
connect to you. And
Jimmy's got a crush
That's
on
what we
Randy.
got like a circle
And
going.
again, you're the security. You're Jonesy.
I'm Jonesy. I am
Jonesy.
Lieutenant J.J. Jones.
J.J.
Jones.
Jones.
JJ
Uh,
Jones.
dang it, I
JJ
can't play.
Jonason.
J. Jonah Jameson.
JJ
Yeah.
Jason.
We,
J.J. Abrams?
Chia.
They call me JQ. That doesn't
Cute.
work.
Oh,
that just doesn't work.
I
what
love
about target practice? You guys go shooting. You like to go shoot.
Yeah, we can.
Like there's you guys go do your like phaser practice or something.
You bake together.
I was gonna say no. I was gonna say which one of them's the Worf and which one of them's the Guinan.
Mm.
That's the. It was Worf goes in. Worf's security chief on the Enterprise, and
Uh-huh.
Guinan is the bartender, Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah.
And Worf is doing his target practice, and he's like, "Oh, I'm at level 7," and she's like, "Oh, I guess I can go down to that."
Maybe.
Pretend
maybe.
she was like
She was
three-
like level 13 or something, which is the
Didn't
max in
Riker
that.
and Worf do like some some shooting practice stuff at some point? I
Not
thought I
that
remembered
can
an
recall.
episode with like both of them.
shooting at each other.
They may have. They were probably.
I thought I remembered it.
Yeah.
But it
Maybe
was it was Riker and somebody else. I think
Does
it was like Riker and Picard. Or
yes,
something.
I think we should
one of you
be-
owe each other a debt? Like,
oh man.
you owe me $10. You better not die.
I like that.
They don't have money in
There's no
Star
money
Trek.
in
Yeah, we
universe.
can be
You owe-
shooting
owe me a
partners. We
house-
can
Oh, are
be
we-
drinking
It's-
buddies.
Drinking buddies would work.
It's a benevolent,
Drinking and shooting
benevolent
buddies.
Hunting
socialist
buddies.
society.
Hunting
Do
buddies.
they hunt? I
So-
don't
It's not.
remember
It's
hunting
not
for
that everyone.
sport.
Everyone.
I mean, like
They've
you
given
probably
up
you
the
could do a
lust for profit.
could
do
and they, like, they
holodeck
work to better
sport.
themselves and each other.
That's right. We go
Still
deer
owe me a
hunting on
house
the
plant.
holodeck.
I think yeah, we can be hunting buddies, but like I don't like hunting. I just like the company.
Oh.
So because I don't think my character is the kind that would want to just kill something if it doesn't need to be killed.
You're the one
Well,
who talks
I
in the
feel
blind.
like-
yeah, but
aren't you?
like you could
Killing
go.
something is probably terrible if you're an empath.
But
Well, but it's like a.
oh, that would suck because you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that would
yeah.
be bad.
You get the fear and then the pain and the sadness.
I think no, I
Which is
like it.
probably- which is probably why you
I-
only do it on
I
the
go with
holodeck.
him anyway because I feel like I need to connect with everybody
it.
on the crew.
You spotlight as a bartender because you're kind of empathic.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
you're
yeah.
like you like to just kind of go like
Moonlight.
moonlight. What I say, spotlight.
Spotlight.
You like to moonlight there and like
Yeah.
you know the 10 forward, and you just like to drink.
Yeah, I moonlight as a bartender, but
Once
I do
again,
like
he's
this.
playing Zal.
I do like this.
I always end up with characters. that
It's
get
okay. It's okay. It's synthahol.
Yeah.
I do like the reluctant like hunting buddy thing too. I'll pick
Yo.
moonlight bartender as my value, but because Jonesy is the one person on the crew I haven't really connected with yet.
You're gonna
and
keep trying.
I'm gonna keep.
You're the guy
trying.
that's like in the when you go hunting, you replicate like a bunch of like historically accurate hunting clothing, and like he's just in like his civvies,
right.
And you're just like all like uber,
Ooh.
but like to dress to the nines and like clearly uncomfortable.
Okay,
Yep.
I could play this because I'm the one person on the crew because of my background. You know, I was on a ship that got destroyed. I lost a leg, and my captain lost his body. Or my
You don't want to talk to people.
I
right
don't
now.
want. I don't want to make friends with people because I don't want to lose them as
Lose
friends.
people.
Cool.
Ah, there we go.
And
I'm
you
digging
can
it,
feel
digging it.
that.
You will be my
you can,
friend.
you can feel the loss, and you're just like, I gotta solve this.
Yeah.
Got to make this better.
Got a problem? I'll
And I'm
solve
like,
it. Come hug
"Shh."
me.
Deer's over there.
I was gonna say, yeah, like he's the guy talking in the blind. Luckily, you're on the holodeck, so you're like, computer, all the deer are deaf.
I can see that dramatic part of the episode up now. Be like, you can't fix
You know,
everything.
that's an interesting.
Or like-
Did Troy ever feel the emotions off of a hologram?
No.
Okay, because I would think that. So you wouldn't mind hunting like holodeck stuff because it's
No.
just it's like fake.
Right.
Yeah.
You said
It's
Troy.
like it's a computer game
Here.
basically.
On the holodeck, you'd be shooting light with light.
Light.
Like
Mm-hmm.
unless you took an actual phaser in there.
Randy, are you gonna make a connection to Chris? Or is
Oh,
it
we already
already
did. That's where we started.
Oh, what's
Yeah.
your connection?
On the ship that was
my former
Yep.
his host.
host was. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
where's the
so this is where if we
We adjust our attributes.
we
and
go
disciplines.
through start with your attributes. No attribute can be above 12, and you can only have one attribute at 12. So whatever number, if you have anything above 12,
I have it at 12 exactly.
Okay.
So wait, we didn't get any bonuses or anything from that last one.
not
right?
from that last value. No. All right. So if you do need to adjust values down to 12, or if you need to adjust values down, keep track of how many you're adjusting down, and then you can redistribute those points across,
Yeah.
following the same rules.
My control is a 12.
Is there an equipment list?
Yeah, chapter 8.
Character may not.
I need a gun.
Are you getting like a
It says Type 2 for security. I want to get the specs on it though.
a Type 2 phaser?
Yeah. It actually says that for security.
So-
Type 2.
it
so,
says-
so,
6
so
CD
type 2.
is your basic.
Do you know what a
handheld
Type
phaser.
2 phaser is?
bigger
Says
one,
that
yeah.
we
No.
add-
Type 2 is actually the standard one that you see on TNG.
Yeah, it's the one
The
with
one
the handle
everyone,
on it.
the one everyone carries on their hip and everything.
Yeah, with the handle. Because
Yeah,
the Type
but
1
no, I thought Type 1 was the little bitty one.
Yes,
Type 1's the
you're right.
pocket.
Yeah.
Are we gonna add?
Type
two?
1's the one you usually see in TOS.
Oh, yeah. We'll
Gotcha.
first we'll do the adjust down.
Is it chapter 8?
Did anyone have to adjust?
I did not.
I had,
did not.
I had a couple over on
No, I
one
did
of
not
them.
Okay.
adjust.
It's already adjusted. I'm at
Mine are like
56.
I have like a lot of 8s.
A lot of 8s. Okay. So now, after everyone's gone through their adjusting, you may now increase 2 attributes by 1,
Already did that.
following all the rules.
2 attributes.
2 attributes. Yes.
Even if we didn't bring something down.
Correct.
Okay. So 2 attributes by 1, none of which getting to 12, right?
Correct.
There we go. Qualities.
I'm gonna do presence and reason.
What is insight giving us? Is it more like a emotional insight?
If you can
Argue it.
There's
fast
a
talk your
section,
way through it, yeah.
Gotcha.
there's a section in the book that tells you what you can.
What the attributes and disciplines.
Gotcha.
Oh, betazoids are traditionally matriarchal.
Yes.
Mhm.
Does anyone have?
And they also get married naked.
Ooh.
Not only do they get married naked,
Everybody
the ceremony
everybody
is
in,
naked.
Everybody in the wedding
That
is
I
was
think
naked.
I might have.
What kind of episode was that?
That was Star Trek. It was a
Nemesis.
bunch of episodes. It was
Well,
also Star Trek Nemesis.
Star Trek Nemesis, they have 2 weddings. They have the Earth wedding, which is like the big fancy formal thing, and then there's like the small Betazoid wedding. It's Picard's like also no clothes, so I'm gonna go hit the gym.
Yeah, and he's like, because Worf is talking about like how it's not right to show up to. He's like, Worf, handsome, strapping lad like you. What are you worried about?
Aw.
And Picard
He's
going,
like-
I'm going to go Hit the gym.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll be in the gym.
All right. So after the attributes thing,
After the attributes, increase 2 by 1. Now, disciplines. No discipline can be higher than 5. Only one, unless you're untapped potential over here.
4.
All right.
none of mine are at 5.
None of yours are at 5. Okay. Only one can be at 5.
I feel like I missed points somewhere.
I don't know. We talked through all your stuff pretty.
Yeah, I just
Can
got a
see
lot
yours?
of 3s.
I'll see if.
I got a lot of 3s. That's the deal.
Oh. How many? When you add all your pluses together, how many are there?
1, 2, 5, 8,
Should be
14, 16.
For your attributes or your disciplines?
Disciplines.
I have plus 10.
I put them wherever you told me to.
I can go back and double check mine. How many do you have, Bib?
Let's see. 4, 5, 7, 10.
How many do you have, Randy?
Okay. Don't go with your pluses. We'll get to that in just. It's the
Oh,
very first bullet
I
point.
also I'm including the 1 that you get by default.
Yeah, it's the very it's
okay.
the very first bullet point. So don't do by how many pluses you have. All right. So yep. After you've made your proper adjustments to discipline, you may increase 2 disciplines by 1 each.
Okie dokie.
I did that already.
You already did that one.
Mm-hmm.
Jumping ahead, Corey. Gosh.
done.
I'm gonna put my engineering at 4 because it kind of needs to be.
There you go.
Do you mind? Because one of those I put into science. Can I drop my science so I can have an engineering of 5?
I'll allow it. I'm Judge Mills Lane up in here. From Celebrity Deathmatch. Best claymation show ever. Aw.
All right.
Only Chris and Randy left.
I haven't watched that in forever.
That's too old for them.
Okay.
No, I watched it, but it was a.
All right.
They
a
brought
minute
it
ago.
back
Now
for
it's
a
the-
little while, but it didn't last
Final
long.
details.
My attributes add up to 57, not 56.
Then you got to get rid of one.
And you screwed up somewhere.
Mine also added to
What
57.
did I do?
No, mine also added to 57. I don't think I did anything wrong. But
Well-
I guess we just kick one down.
I mean, we've reached the point where I don't necessarily trust this book 100%.
You should blame the playtest. Oh wait.
Mine is.
What do you- What is yours?
I'm at 56.
Well,
56 for attributes
16.
and
Dang.
16 for discipline.
fine. I'll get rid of one.
So is 16. What did we start with discipline?
6.
6?
I'm going to get rid of control.
15 for disciplines.
16 for discipline.
16 for
Yes.
disciplines. I missed one somewhere.
So for 6, everything is plus 1 already. Or for discipline, everything is plus 1 already. That's how we got the
Well,
6 to
because
start.
you start,
I
you
got
started with
disciplines
a 1 value.
Gotcha,
in there.
yeah.
Yeah.
I got 4 values, 4 talents, 6 focuses. Great. Okay,
Mhm.
cool. Stress equal to fitness plus security. 9. So
There we go.
Stress. Do we fill in boxes or do we just say we have so many stress and then we fill in?
I think you like hash out the ones that you don't have. Because the fill-in's probably like cross out like X the ones that you.
Yeah. All I did was
Right.
just put a hash mark on all of them. On
I'm
stress.
just gonna put a box around the
Well,
ones I
like
can
meaning
fill in.
like say what is it?
to
Fitness
me,
is security?
to me, a mark shows that you are stressed.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
maybe
would-
like
I would
Maybe
say
just
start
write
it-
the number next to it.
Just circle it.
I would say start at the bottom
like
right
mine
hand
is
corner
mine
of
is
stress.
10,
And
so I was gonna
So-
mark off. I was gonna
Okay.
count 10 boxes and then mark off the
'Cause I have
rest.
the
Yeah.
resolute talent too.
All right, yeah, that's
so-
cool.
Yeah, start
Got
in
it.
the bottom right hand corner and then
Yeah, you said fitness and security, right?
fitness
Yeah,
and security.
fitness
Yeah.
security.
Yeah.
Said. So yeah, I'm just gonna
I almost don't have enough circles.
shut up.
So I gotta remember something about the Trill.
Okay.
Because he always referred to him as Old Man.
Yes.
Did they
Because it's-
change names when they changed hosts?
The
they-
last name stays
yeah.
the same. The last name is basically the symbiont name.
Okay. I need your previous name.
I don't know yet.
That's what I call you.
That's right, because we have not defined the name of this symbiont yet.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
basically the previous host of Jadzia was an old man, and that's what
Curzon,
Curzon.
the Federation ambassador to Kronos.
Oh yeah,
That's where the Klingon blood debt.
yeah,
came
because
in.
that's where that's also how Jadzia knew so much about Klingon stuff. That was so
stuff.
wrong.
We'll say
That was so wrong.
what killing Jadzia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stupid Decker
Damage bonus.
or Becker. What was it? Becker? What was the show she was on that she went after?
Oh yeah, hold on, I didn't see
Oh,
that.
I
Damage bonus.
didn't know it.
That goes on any weapon or just unarmed?
It says on all attacks.
Oh, sorry. Final check. So I did stress. What's
You did
after
stress. Damage bonus on all attacks. Character gains bonus equal to their security discipline. And you'll have to forgive me because I 100% forgot what that symbol means.
Oh,
Means
that's
Star
the
Trek.
The command dice.
That is
Or
command.
the
dice.
You gain
D6s.
bonus Star Treks.
You get
the
bonus.
the D6 dice.
bonus challenge die.
Challenge die. That's
Equal
it.
to their
Okay,
security
so what do
discipline.
I
So do I
have?
put that in the little symbol, the Star Trek symbol here?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to put a 1, I guess. Because my
Oh, I got a
security is a
2.
1.
Where do you put that at?
I'm just putting it next to the Star Trek symbol on the
weapons.
weapons.
Okay, that's the base weapons. I didn't add that on there.
What's a bonus equal to?
Yeah.
So it'll be 1 plus whatever the weapon is.
So
per-
my bonus, my phaser gets +1, and my unarmed gets +1.
All attacks.
All right.
Wait,
Now,
you're a security person? Your security is 1?
But now I'm confused. I gotta go back and read that. Hold on.
It
Yeah.
says your security is the bonus.
The security is the bonus.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's 5.
Okay,
Then
so
you
get
put a
a
5 in there.
You get a bonus 5.
So my Type 2 phaser has a Star Trek logo 3 + 5.
Yeah.
yes.
I mean, you are the security guy. Shooting stuff is your job.
That's what you do.
And I have that would make a +6 Fist of Fury.
Oh,
Alright.
here's the name thing I was talking about.
Yeah,
when we
I
get
saw
into
it.
detail. All right, so personal details. That's the name.
Character's name and age,
Age.
which is back on
Department.
118. Department, rank, role, and
Alright.
equipment.
So what's rank? I'm probably just like a lieutenant.
It actually tells you that.
It will. It you're a yeah.
Or maybe like a lieutenant commander might be the
There-
highest I think I would be.
I would say lieutenant commander. And we would give you that because you're an experienced officer.
Uh-huh.
However, I would say you're probably
Like just.
just at like the. I'm trying to. Let me,
It's this way.
well, no, page 118
Oh, for what?
for age.
Oh, I was talking about rank.
So average life expectancy human, Trill are kind of close enough to humans to be about 120 in living years.
Oops. Just picked went too far. Chief engineer. Oh, I always had the advantage. Engineering department. Oops. Where was it? There was a thing where they went through all the different
Ranks?
ranks.
128.
128.
Oh, there we go.
Ow.
This rank is the lowest rank that may be taken by a character with the veteran talent.
Yeah. Like,
Uh,
you should probably be a commander. Jimmy should probably be a commander.
Or maybe a lieutenant commander.
If with roles, you said first officer, commander is this is the lowest rank that a commanding officer may have.
Well,
Right.
the CO, not the XO.
Well,
Yeah, I'm the
right. Well,
XO.
I'm gonna say this ship is captain.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll be commander. Commander
So
Teak.
I'm lieutenant
XO.
commander.
Yeah.
Do I go by? Oh, I forgot. For lieutenant commander, they still call him lieutenant, or do they?
Commander.
Well,
It's like in the Navy.
well, yeah, but Voyager screwed that up because they promoted Lieutenant Tuvok to Lieutenant Commander Tuvok, but then they kept calling him lieutenant, even though he's wearing 3.5 pips on his collar.
I will be an ensign.
And then what's Jonesy gonna be?
Lieutenant.
Is Jonesy an enlisted officer, chief warrant officer?
Lieutenant, because he's the chief of security, and Worf was a lieutenant until the movie. So in most of the Next Generation, Worf was a lieutenant.
So I'm probably like a just promoted lieutenant commander.
In DS9, he became a commander,
But that
Yeah.
was after the
but
Defiant
then
came
he
in.
also switched from yellow shirt to red shirt.
Yeah, that's when he got the Defiant. So in Next Generation, he was a lieutenant.
All right. So
So it looks like your role, you should have a role too, because that gives you a mechanical.
yeah.
Mhm.
For me, it's the chief engineer. bit.
Okay.
Like it would be, you could chief medical officer basically.
I was gonna say, are you science or are you CMO?
I'm gonna do medical.
You're into medical.
She's flocks.
All right, she's flux.
And then he's chief of security.
Yep, chief security.
They call me Chang.
So
I'm gonna.
I can't
I'm
be
gonna
a chief medical officer if I'm an ensign,
correct.
but I do have stuff for emergency medicine. So could we just change it to when I'm off the ship?
Call sign Chang.
Like I'm have an advantage that way instead of on the ship.
Chang.
Because right now
Chang is the slang for
I
chief
always have
engineer.
the advantage medical department, which represents the ship's medical personnel.
I was gonna
So that's
force you
your
up a
first
rank.
name or your
Oh.
last
No,
name?
I'm
Okay.
saying like in the Navy.
I
That's
could do
how
that.
they call. All right, so let me see this for names. I'm gonna see for what they say for Trill. I think it's over this way, right? Bajoran. Trill have a name. Oh, sorry, did I remove?
No, you're good, dude. Yeah.
Personal name and a family name, though. In case of join Trill, it's replaced with the symbiont. Curzon.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think I'm gonna be.
Oh no, that's right. Dang it, I missed it again. I've been playing this this app called HQ Trivia.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of awesome.
Oh yeah.
Is that the one that Patrick plays?
think so.
Every day at 3 p.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern.
It's a live game show.
It's a live game show, and it's 12 questions. You have 10 seconds to answer the question from the time he starts the question. And then, like, the pool recently got raised up to $2,500. But the thing is, like, the last one I played, I got knocked out at, like, the fourth question, which was, like, what are the names of the two lions in front of the library in New York?
No idea.
Yeah, one of them.
Ooh,
Crap.
I'm gonna be a female Trill.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna be Lenara.
There you go.
I just need a symbiont name.
What's the Mass Effect Liara?
Liara to Sony, yeah.
And as you get a question wrong, you're knocked out.
Yeah.
Boom. You don't get a share of the. Yeah. So the thing was, like, 1,500 people each won a share of the $2,500. They each got $1.66.
That's $1.66. You did not. That's a Taco Bell.
I could go to Taco
meal.
Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That will not buy you a Coke at work in the machine.
And
No.
it's straight cash money. You have to have at least $20 banked up in your
To get
account
it.
to get it PayPal'd out to you. But I mean, I was talking with one of my friends, and they were like, "Yeah, when they first raised it up to $2,500, only like 6 people answered question 12 correctly, so they each got a big chunk of change
That's
right
awesome.
there."
Yeah.
But normally it's like, you and a couple thousand other people
Yeah.
just answered all the questions. You each get $1.
I mean, I'm
I-
into someone giving me $1.
Okay, so I am Lenara Dell.
Lenara Dell.
Ray.
Nara Del Rey.
I don't know. I couldn't.
I like it.
Is
It's
Ray
pretty.
is Ray your family name?
No. Ooh, Iku.
That's your name. Ooh, Iku.
Ooh, Iku.
No, I can't. Iku sounds like Eku.
Or Ogar.
Which
It
is
could
that,
be it could be Lenara Ogar.
Lothogar.
Ulgar.
The commercial. It was a toothpaste commercial. When the little, like, elementary school,
Mm,
kindergarten, or
no.
whatever. What color's the sky? Blue. What color's the grass? Green. What color are my teeth?
Off-white.
Off white. Eggshell. Eku. Mother of pearl.
I was listening to a podcast that was talking about how, like, teeth naturally yellow, and the fact that we put so much importance on white teeth is really harming people's enamel, and how we need to just chill with it. Like, let people have slightly yellow teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, brush the fool things.
Oh,
But,
yeah, yeah.
like,
But if you
Speaking of yellow, what is the command color? Is that
Red.
yellow?
Red.
Oh, it's red. Okay.
there.
By the way,
Does it change in
the
for
previous
arrows?
host
It-
was
yes.
we're gonna say it's Tobin Dell.
Tobin. Tobin. Where did that come from? That's a thing.
Tobin.
Jobin.
A
It reminds me of Jobin. That's why.
It was in here.
What's up, Pistol?
In-
What's up?
And it's
Jobin.
Liana's your real
In
name.
the original series stuff with
Lenara.
Kirk,
Lenara.
or in Enterprise with Archer, command was yellow
Okay.
and red was operations.
Right.
Science has always been blue.
Yeah, in all series. Yep.
Dabba dee dabba die.
So we need to
Except for-
get T-shirts
Well,
so
I mean-
that the next time we
Except for
play.
Data.
What color do I have to wear?
What?
Data
Blue?
was technically the science officer and second
I think
officer.
I own blue.
He was the
What about your
second officer.
Hagerstown shirt?
He was an android, so
red.
they
That's
just
red.
like
He was technically the chief science officer.
Yeah, but he was also second officer.
Yeah, but
I could wear my queer
I
Ants
think-
t-shirt.
was he? I think he was. Well, actually, he wore gold most
He
of
wore
the time.
gold.
he wore gold all the time.
So I mean, it's
So he was operations, I think. I don't think he was science. I think he was chief operations officer.
He was also the chief science officer too.
Mm. That's
was
where they just
also,
played
like,
fast and loose with the rules.
Worf's equal
Yeah.
in combat.
Well, that's because like
Freaking
his,
android.
his bone
Well,
structure.
his career path was probably command. So.
I want to say at the end of Nemesis, did he wear red finally? Did they put him in a red collar at least under the?
That one was hard because
Jumpsuit.
that's where they switched to the gray
They
ones.
were in the
but-
gray.
Yeah.
By the way, I like those suits the best.
I love those uniforms.
The ones that have like the shoulder pads.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I still like the undiscovered anything from the Star Trek
Oh,
original
the
series.
movies.
The red.
The red.
I like that.
Oh,
one.
yeah,
I
the
never-
red with the.
I was never a big.
That was always weird because like I understood a little bit like the full-on command was red with white piping and the white thing, but then there was like some gold, some blue, some green, which was like that was
McCoy had the green. because he
McCoy
was-
had green, so like full-on doctors they were green, and then science was blue.
Oh, hey, look, here's a picture of Data in yellow.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's First Contact. No, that's not First Contact. That's
That might be in-
Generations.
Okay. Yeah, because it's
'cause
got
they
the D.
switched-
It's got the D.
It's got the D.
Enterprise D.
Enterprise D. Yeah. Well, it's also when they switched to the Voyager jumpsuits.
Hmm.
How come Chris has your trophy here?
What's that? That is
It's gonna stay with him, and he's
It's-
just gonna
it's-
put your name on it.
well, because my name's already on it.
So did you see that video I
Oh.
shared you on Facebook where we need to have the next invitational? That-
Yes, I saw. Actually, somebody else tagged me in.
Was it that board game house
Yeah.
thing? I saw that
Oh.
the first thing was Scrabble, and I was like, what board games are you gonna pick? Probably Monopoly. And then my brain was like, stop being an elitist.
Oh,
Corey."
here's a little bit of it. It doesn't
It's a
have
gateway
everything.
game,
but-
Monopoly.
I hate Monopoly.
I do.
It's not a game.
I like the vest. That
I
was
play it
kinda
all the
cool.
time on my iPad.
Picard
Oh
had
yeah,
the vest.
Picard had that in First
If-
Contact.
have
Yeah.
you ever like read through the history of Monopoly?
It's like Data. Perhaps emotions
Atlantic
aren't the best
City,
thing
I
right now.
remember
It was
that.
made as
Sometimes I
a
envy you.
game to teach how capitalism creates like a huge divide between the
Rich and poor.
rich and the poor.
I could see that.
And someone made it as like an open source teaching material, and then someone was like, "This is really great. I'm gonna like take this and
Copyright it."
copyright
Yeah,
it,"
some
and they made it
capitalist.
into a game, and then sold it to Parker Brothers. Yeah.
Crap, where are we now?
I think we finished.
Which
it.
is
Rank
why,
and roll
like the other
equipment,
day,
and then
we played it
equipments.
with Jimmy's parents, and
Everyone
they got
gets a
Park Place
communicator
to start,
and
then
additional equipment
we just
described
lost.
below.
Yeah,
Yep,
once
yep.
you
I
once you
figured
take
that-
Park Place and Boardwalk, you're done.
Yeah,
Yep.
but
I figured,
they do have
uh,
a card game now that's way better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Monopoly deal.
Yeah, I really liked it. It was fun.
They as far as here, I figured some of those details we could just figure out and
Yeah, yeah.
have it. So when do we make the ship? Or do we automatically? I didn't see that part.
I think I'll make the ship.
Oh, are you gonna make the ship?
I'll
'Cause
make
you're the
ship.
captain.
Because I'm the captain.
Sure. Oh, that means you also do have to make the captain.
I do have to make the
We
captain.
should have had
We
you
can
make.
always-
We
I'm
should
the
have had you
captain now.
making the captain while we were making the characters.
We can always world build the ship a little bit. We can contribute. You know.
Well, I just meant what kind of ship are we gonna be in?
We are going to be
My-
in.
If my voice mattered at all, which it doesn't, can we say either intrepid or sovereign?
Atari class.
How many nacelles
Cruiser.
do we get?
Oh, yeah,
Them
2.
nacelles.
Two. Most Starfleet vessels are 2.
Yeah, actually,
Ooh.
yeah.
Oh, come on! Don't go fancy with us.
Ooh.
3 nacelles.
That was
We're
it.
not getting a Galaxy X.
That
What's
was
a
the
nacelle?
the little blue
Come
thingies
on.
that are off to the side.
Oh,
Akira class, come on.
Ah.
Prometheus class.
Oh,
Prometheus.
Prometheus.
So it's set on
You-
fire.
You
Actually, which one's Prometheus?
no
class?
Prometheus.
Prometheus has
Promethe-
the multi-vector attack mode where it splits into 3.
There's
okay.
Nice.
there's another ship that's shaped like an eagle, and it rips out your entrails every day.
Ooh,
Those
or
are
we,
Romulan warbirds.
we could be the. Ooh, we could be a. We could do a. What's it called? The Defiant class. Be a little tiny ship.
Little tiny ship.
Could.
It's like
Itty
your
bitty little
input has been noted. We're doing
Well,
a
because
Prometheus.
I'm just no. Well, like Prometheus had some cool stuff going with it. Defiant had more just canon screen time.
That's also what I was going for canon screen time.
If
Yeah.
you wanna like wait until
That's
next
why I
time
would.
and bring
That's
us
why I
something.
wouldn't do Akira, just because like I like canon screen time, so I can picture.
Yeah, Akira class didn't have a lot of canon screen time.
I mean,
did
technically, Prometheus did.
Huh?
One episode.
Prometheus had 1 episode of screen time. Defiant had all of DS9.
Yeah.
I would like an Appa class ship.
Wait. If we have a Prometheus class, does that mean like when she's out of commission, Andy Dick will show up?
Wait, what?
So in the episode so there was a Voyager episode. Can I explain the whole thing?
Go ahead.
So, Star Trek Voyager.
Okay,
Picture the galaxy.
super big,
Yep, split into 4 quadrants.
cool,
Earth's over here. Earth's actually the line between 2 of them.
interesting.
A ship goes from basically around Earth to way on the other freaking side of the quadrant.
But
of
that
the,
took a long time.
Of the
no, it was like they got teleported by an alien thing.
Mhm.
But now it's going to take them, even at max warp, it would take them like 35 years. 70 years to get
Damn,
home.
that's a lifetime.
So they do a whole bunch of like wormholes and stuff to like jump basically
Mhm.
there. Well, they get close enough that they detect a sensor network that reaches far enough.
Spans the entire delta, a big chunk of the gamma, and right into close
Enough into
to
Alpha that they detect
Alpha
another
and Beta
Starfleet
quadrant.
ship.
Okay,
So they don't have enough bandwidth to send a message, but they do basically compact the holographic doctor, who becomes like a person basically, and they transmit him, and then he appears on this ship. Well, the ship is a secret experimental ship that Starfleet's been building called the Prometheus.
okay.
When he activates, because the ship is completely empty, so there's no one on the ship, is just stranded.
So they're making him stay by himself?
No, he activates the ship's EMH, which is the EMH Mark II, which is played by Andy Dick. A young Andy Dick.
Is
young
he
Andy
an
Dick.
Andy Dick character?
Kind of.
kind of the
Not like this is Andy Dick as he's starting to become Andy Dick. Like this is
Yeah.
not like really outrageous Andy Dick.
If I remember correctly, Andy Dick dies in the Buffy comics.
Oh.
Like Andy Dick the person.
Andy Dick the person dies in the Buffy comics.
Yes.
We could ask Ashley. Would she know?
Nova class.
I don't think she's watched or read the comics.
The comics aren't that great.
Nova class has at least 2 episodes of screen time in Voyager.
All right, I'm tempted to just like shut the stream down
Oh,
and
yeah,
start watching
that's-
Star Trek.
Are we gonna pick a giveaway winner
Oh, that's true.
from the
We
two
have
people?
2 people. You can flip a coin.
Okay, roll a D2.
So
You
even
know that one of them is Mike.
So chance cube
chance
is
cube for evens.
Chance cube is evens and Ember Celica is odds.
Ember
Who's
Celica's.
Chance Cube is Mike, right?
Yeah.
1.
All right, what do we say? Evens was
Evens
Ember
was
Celica?
evens was chance cube.
Okay.
Odds is Ember Celica.
And
All right.
I moved it.
He moved it.
Do we have a camera?
It's
can-
15.
You got a 15.
Ember
All right,
Celica.
Ember Celica.
Ember
Yay!
Celica!
Hopefully
Ember
So,
Hopefully
Celica,
they
if
came
you're
back.
here.
she is gone. Can we message her in some
Yes,
way?
because I think she tagged
She
me
also
on.
tweeted us.
Yes, that's why I
Oh,
think.
perfect. Thank you.
Yes.
Ember Celica.
Oh, it's
See ya.
weird. She's a 7 on there, but it's a 5 on
I
on
wonder if
Twitter.
7 was taken. Or
But
fi-
Ember,
five.
don't mistake us. You're a 10.
Or
in our
Yes.
eyes.
it could be her way of keeping track of her usernames.
Oh, goodness.
Do we know
Yes.
that Ember Silica is a woman?
I don't know.
No, they.
Okay.
Ember
They.
Celica, you are a 10 because you're so nice. And
Yes.
thank you for chilling with us. You're not listening, but if you are coming back later, thank you. Okay,
All right.
so we done?
So we got. I think so.
Characters have been
Are you
created.
gonna make the? Are you gonna make the name of the ship and everything?
I'll make the name of the ship.
Okay.
So on the count of 3, we all say goodbye. 1, 2, 3.
Goodbye.
That's very disturbing.
Goodbye.
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 Goodbye. Bye-bye now.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye
Goodbye
bye.
now.
Bye bye.
We'll miss you so much. I hope
What
you
did you
have a
say to
good
me?
day.
I said bye bye. I've been
Get
saying bye
home
bye.